Hi guys, welcome to the ADHD podcast. I am your I am your host, Caden Casaus, and
I'm Khyler Vick, your co-host.
well, are you my co-host? Or we're both co-hosts.
Are we both hosts?
Yeah, I guess we're both co-hosts.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of your idea to come up with the podcast, and it is your mic, and we're at your house. I just feel like I'm more of a guest that's just always going to be on here, like a permanent guest.
Maybe a little. I don't know, man. We're still kind of figuring this shit out. But yeah, welcome to the podcast. We'll start with the shots.
The traditional intro shots get fucked up.
That's disgusting.
So we just drank 99 peaches, and normally those only come in I've only seen them in those little shooter bottles you get at the front of liquor stores when you buy your other shit. You're like, why not throw this in there? This is a huge fucking bottle. Of 99 peaches. What kind of psycho? It's almost worse than fucking Four Loko.
It's rough.
It's on the spectrum of terribleness of Four Lokos. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was rough as fuck. Yeah. And I feel sticky now. It's like some of it got on my finger and it feels sticky. Ugh.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah. Well, I didn't fucking plan anything to talk about.
Me neither, but I do have a couple things I was thinking about before, actually, that I wanted to mention to you. So I came up with a couple skits over the weekend that are fucking ridiculous.
Well, are you sure you want to tell them on the podcast, or should we keep them quiet and then record them? Make sketches.
Well, I mean, we could make them ourselves, but I feel like they're super elaborate and take
just tell
weeks to make if you want to make it good. So the first one's called the N-word pass card.
Oh no.
So I kind of thought of a little premise of it, how the sketch would go. It would start out, just a group of white friends at a bar or a club or something. He's talking, and he just throws out the N-word, not with a hard R. He's not an animal, but he says nigga, and all of a sudden a black dude overhears him. He's like, "Did I just hear you correctly, man?" And he's like, "No, it's okay. I got my card." And he shows him, kind of an ID or something, and shows that he pays for an N-word pass.
No!
And he's like, all right, good, just making sure. And it's in this world, this is a normal thing that you can buy at a Walgreens or DMV or just anywhere to pay a monthly or yearly subscription to be able to say the N-word around black people legally and not get your ass beat because you have the card and you're paying for it. So it's okay, well,
my god, what if that goes to reparations?
I don't know.
We might have just solved the race problem in America.
Solved. So
that's any person that wants to say the N-word, no hard R, has to pay a monthly fee that goes to reparations for slavery. We just solved it.
I feel like you have to pay a shit ton more if you want to say the hard R. I don't even think that should be a thing.
No,
It's not. That wasn't even going to be a part of the sketch. It was if you want to say nigga, and I feel like there's different tiers. There should be you're allowed to say it a certain amount of times.
You're allowed to say it.
What if you had a hole punch, and you say it, and if somebody hears you, or you just automatically do it yourself.
Then a black person comes out and...
Yeah, just out of nowhere, let me see your card. But or if you pay an unlimited yearly thing, it's laminated and nice, and there's no.
Yeah, I have the in-car use only. I can only say it if I'm rapping with a song.
Yeah, so that some of them are super cheap. I feel if you had that one where you can only say the N-word if you're rapping along with another rapper, then that's cheaper. But if you want to be able to say it freely in public anywhere with anybody for a whole year, that's going to cost you a lot more. But you have to have it on you, because it was in the sketch, it would cut to a week later. He's in the same situation, same thing happens, but he gets confronted about saying the N-word, and he doesn't have his card.
Oh, no.
And I haven't really figured out a solid ending to it. Tyler was saying, I think he should get his ass beat, and then he has to go to fucking court, and he gets a huge fine.
No, I know it.
For saying, or gets a ticket.
He gets his ass beat, bloodied all and shit, and he takes off his jacket and it fell out of his pocket.
Yes, because it's normally in his wallet, but he just forgot and put it on the inner pocket, and then that's it. That just cuts. Oh my god, because I was you can't just you go to court because he said the N-word without having his card on him, but he has his card, he's paying for it. That's kind of with driving without your driver's license.
Yeah.
Funny. Okay, so that's one skit. Do you want to hear another one?
Yeah.
I was so proud of these skits. There's 3 of them, actually, I just realized, but the third one, I only thought of the title, and I didn't really know where it was going. But, okay, here's the second one. The second one's called Hobo Vendetta.
Okay.
And I feel like this could be, like, some serious shit, like a cartoon or something.
Yeah.
And it's basically, if I were to, like, summarize it, it's a hobo who kills other hobos, like, vigilante style. But he has a reason, and it's because, like, his whole family was killed by a homeless man one night. And he loses everything and becomes the very thing he hates that destroyed his life. You know, he loses his job because he becomes an alcoholic or something. So he's a homeless person himself, but he goes around killing all these fucked up homeless people.
Jesus.
And I don't know, like, that could just be like, that's not really a funny sketch. I think it's kind of like
an interesting idea,
interesting premise, or it could be a funny sketch, like just like a hobo killing hobos. Because I don't know why we thought of this one day when we were climbing, because we were like, we did see a guy that looked like a hobo. I'm like what if he was walking through the mountains? I'm like, what if he's just killing other homeless people that are living out here, what if that was like your job? You got paid by the government secretly to be like a hobo vigilante. And you're just going around in the middle of the night.
Do you ever think that there's definitely a serial killer out there who only kills homeless people who has never gotten caught?
They probably target homeless people because
definitely
nobody's gonna know.
No one's gonna notice.
No one's gonna care.
There's a serial killer out here who's like, what is that word? Fuck. I-O?
What is? I don't know what word.
Yeah, it's like how you describe MO. Somebody's motive, basically.
Oh, okay.
MO, like, so when a serial killer's like, his MO is he targets
just homeless people.
Blonde chicks, yeah.
Oh,
but, like, so I bet there's a serial killer whose MO is homeless people.
Like his thing, because
he's
so
never gotten caught
by the homeless.
And he's just like, yeah, you can come into my apartment. I'll give you a place to sleep tonight. And then he just murders them. And we've never caught him.
No,
yeah.
Exactly, because they're homeless and they're off the grid. Nobody, like, usually there's no family, no friends that care about them except maybe other hobos. Like, nobody's gonna, like, it's fucked up. And that's, like, actual, like, sad reality of it. Like, that could 100% be a thing. I kind of doubt in Salt Lake that it would be, but in bigger cities for sure. I don't see it being in Salt Lake, but maybe there's a guy that has gotten away with killing some hobos, but not like serial killer style.
Yeah.
But and then how would you could easily fake it to make like a suicide or an OD or just toss their body in a fucking dumpster. Nobody's gonna fucking bat an eye. Like, found another hobo. Fuck, throw them away. Throw them in an incinerator. Like, what the fuck? And then the last skit, which is like only a title, the Boston Pea Party. I don't know why. What? I don't even know.
I already have the sketch. All right. I have the sketch.
Hell yeah.
A whole bunch of people dressed up in colonial shit. Mm-hmm. They're like all on a boat, and then you just they're grabbing boxes of tea, and then you see one guy like, okay, let's do it, and then he's peeing off the edge, and they're like, no, Daryl, tea party.
You just thought it was like you're supposed to pee in the.
We're all gonna pee in the ocean, right? No, tea party.
Was it like the harbor, or where was it?
What does that have to do with taxes? Like, we're ruining the water. I don't know.
Like the Boston.
I thought it was a more metaphorical.
Or that, or I was thinking he was putting tea bags in the pee, or pee in the tea bags and drinking it, or giving it to other people to drink pissy tea.
I don't know, man.
It's such a dumb. It's just a funny name.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or I thought of it as a stunt before, not this one, but this other one I'm about to say. Okay. Which could be a better skit than a stunt, but Rudolph the Brown-Nosed Reindeer.
Oh God, no.
Is he just a brown noser? Does an accident happen? Does he just eat ass? Yeah, probably and that would work in nowadays. Rudolph the Brown-Nosed Reindeer would be an ass eater. But if you're a brown noser, it's because you suck up to people. He'd be sucking up to Santa. Yeah. Fucking licking his asshole.
And he's Santa's right-hand man.
Yeah. Rudolph the Brown-Nosed Reindeer.
Yeah, fucking
chump.
That's even kind of just a funny throwaway line.
I know. That's why I thought of it. I was I don't know how we can make this work into anything.
Oh yeah. If you did a parody of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Yeah. That could be a pass-off line where, one of them's walking past and you're fucking more like Rudolph the Brown-Nosed Reindeer. Fucking suck ass.
Yeah, that exactly. That'd just be something they'd say, because Rudolph being a real fucking kiss ass or something.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel I should be closer. I don't think I was picking... I think it was picking me up, but it was quiet.
You couldn't, okay, you could say it as, I think that's what you were trying to intend, as an insult to, an actual person. Well, as a, if they're brown-nosing, fucking Rudolph the Brown-Nosed Reindeer.
I wasn't meaning that, but
like just like a new insult. Like one thing that I
Rudolph the
said
Brown-Nosed Reindeer.
That's like really dumb is like just saying none of your earwax instead of none of your beeswax.
I love shit like that.
Just because some girl said that to me in first grade.
Really?
Fucking bitch.
I love shit like that. That's like a weird sayings are my favorite.
She like was serious too when we were kids. Like, none of your earwax. I'm like,
dumb bitch.
Dude, I was the type of kid that would like pull chairs out from underneath people when we were fucking first grade. To, like, when they'd go to sit down and dude, I love fucking with people, but if you try to fuck with me, I'm gonna get butthurt.
I know.
Most likely. So like, I think I have my anger issues on my side to where people wouldn't dare to fuck with me. They just don't even want to like deal with the repercussions of me throwing a bitch fit. Even though if you did film it and it was a funny prank or whatever, I wouldn't be that mad all the time. But you have to know, like, if I get mad, it's nothing personal. It's just you're fucking with me, and I'll get over it like really quickly because I never hold grudges, except for that one bitch. Broke my heart.
Broke my heart.
But it only took 4 years to get over. It's chill.
I'm just kidding. Who?
She's married now. No, I'm kidding. Half kidding.
Okay. Oh. Half kidding.
Keeps going back and forth.
I don't know. I'm just a funny, crazy guy.
No, I'm definitely over her now. But it was my first and only girlfriend. Like we were, like it's weird how you have an attachment to somebody who is your first. Like we were both each other's firsts, and we were like 17 years old.
Is she married?
She's married now.
What?
And like that was it doesn't seem like it was a long ass time ago, but it fucking was. And we only dated like legitly dated for only like 9 months, and we're kind of like seeing each other off and on. And now she moved to a different state, and like it's weird. You in the back of your head, even though like I don't think about her all the time, but every once in a while it'll pop up in my head, and it's
I get
like
that.
But like for most girls, like other people that you kind of get into, it's not like that. But like the first person you fuck, it's like
it's like a weird connection.
Special.
Yeah,
which I don't know. It's fucking sappy. Let's go.
I had something to say and I don't remember it now because we got fucking sidetracked.
Oh.
What the fuck were we just talking about?
We're talking about Boston Pea Party.
Yeah, I think that's a funny idea. I think it's a good band name too.
No, I was thinking Hobo Vendetta sounded like a sick folk punk band name.
That is.
We're Hobo Vendetta.
I don't have any musical talent, but I love to think of band names.
Right? Like, I used to think like KV, like Khyler Vick and the Krusty
KV.
Tube Socks.
Yeah, you told me that one. That one's good.
Or like, I was thinking Khyler Vick and the Sick Dicks, but it'd be like DIX.
Yeah. That's
whatever.
good.
Like, I don't know.
I like LDE. Little Dick Energy.
But like, you'd have to go on stage just with like only wearing a tube sock around your dick. I don't know. Dude, I knew this band called Merlin's Beard. They were a local metal band.
I heard of them.
They were really sick. Nobody in the band had a beard. They were all like young, clean-shaven kids, and they were called Merlin's Beard. None of them had a beard,
fucking funny.
Which is even better.
Have you heard of the Okilly Dokillys?
Yeah, you showed me them.
That's my favorite band. They all dress up like Ned Flanders.
They're like a hardcore, like deathcore band.
But they sing about dumb shit. Like the only song I really know from them, and the one I like a lot, is called "White Wine Spritzer." And it's so fucking funny.
Dude, I don't know. Like, parody bands are fun now and then, but like, how could you be like so serious about such a joke band?
Yeah.
And they're like probably making good money off it. Like, who'd want to go see the Oakley Dokleys? There's like, I know there's
I'm not a big metalhead.
There's a band called like Cannabis Corpse instead of Cannibal Corpse, or there's one where they all are like dressed like Ronald McDonald, or they're all like I think they're all the characters from like the McDonald's like crew, like the Hamburger.
I love that. Well,
I don't fucking know what they're called.
What's his name? The
Macaulay Culkin.
Macaulay Culkin.
Okay, I was surprised that I got that. I was thinking like the Screaming Man, like the painting, and I was like, I'm gonna go and say Macaulay Culkin.
Macaulay Culkin had a parody band where he changed famous songs' lyrics to do with pizza.
Dude, Macaulay Culkin's actually sick, though.
He's a cool dude.
Like,
have you listened to his podcast?
I listened, not his, but I listened to the one that he was on with Rogan, and he seemed healthy and fine and like a funny...
I just think that was a bad picture of him.
Dude, that one picture that everyone thinks about, it almost seems photoshopped. He looks like 70 in that picture, and then now he looks his age. What, he's in his...
You know he dated Mila Kunis? For a long time.
I feel like I remember hearing that he dated somebody. I didn't know that he dated
like Mila Kunis for a long time. Like
maybe
years.
I heard about it, but I know he's dating. I think he's dating like a super hot Asian chick now.
I know she's Asian because they went to.
Like,
I've listened to the podcast
really
a couple
cute.
times, and they had gone to Tokyo.
That's fucking awesome. But like he had such a turnaround too. I mean, maybe that was just like what everyone like.
I think maybe he just decided to get back into it.
Like a shitty perspective of like, well, because you've seen all the pictures and memes about how fucked up he looked.
Yeah.
Like, but he seems like a cool guy now. Like, I would love to hang out with him. Like,
Yeah.
That's how you know if somebody's cool. If you can go back to like, would I want to hang out with him and like actually be his friend? Like, that's how you know they're like a genuinely cool person. Like,
yeah, there's
Gus
almost
Johnson
like
seems
no
like a cool
celebrities
guy.
that like people are like, I would love to hang out with him. It's like I wouldn't want to hang out with Brad fucking Pitt.
I don't want to fuck him. I don't want to suck his
he's
dick.
so handsome. He's very handsome. But, like,
yeah.
Imagine hanging out with him. It's supposed to be like a chore.
I know. Well, like I love Joe Rogan, but I don't know if I'd want to kick it with the guy. He might be super sick, but if like it's such an age gap.
When I hear about like his openers, I think it'd be cool to be an opener because they just go out and have nice meals. They hang out, drink, and
oh, dude,
bullshit.
Rogan seems like the coolest guy ever. I just don't know like how it'd be to try to be his friend or like
because
kick it
I don't
with the
have
guy.
similar interests with
Yeah,
him.
exactly.
I don't like all the shit he's into, and he also like I don't like motivated people.
I'm like
super
halfway
unmotivated.
motivated.
Yeah,
So you half don't
I like
me.
DIY. Yeah, I only like half.
I'm pretty DIY.
I like.
I mean, look at what I do.
I
Fuck.
won't. I don't want to hang out with a dude who's so motivated that that's his whole life.
Like people who are like, I get that because I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, fuck it, like I'm gonna die anyway. Might as well live life on my own terms and not give a fuck so much about like what I eat and how much I work out. And then some days I wake up I'm like, yeah, I should really fucking stop drinking and like try to get like work out and be healthier because I'd rather like live a little longer or just like live happier.
When do you think you're gonna die?
Well, I'll tell you how long I hope to live. No.
Yeah, like I want to know what you imagine yourself living to.
I
like,
think,
do you see yourself being an old man?
No, and I don't see myself living old. I don't see myself having kids. I don't see myself being married, which is all like really fucked up, sad things to say, but I just don't picture it. I'm not saying it won't happen. I'm not saying I wouldn't be happy if it did happen eventually.
Yeah, I know.
But I just don't picture it.
People get mad at me a lot when I say this because it's real young, but I've always had the feeling I'm going to die at 32.
Yeah, I think we talked about this because your grandma died when she was super young, right?
She was older. She was in her 40s.
Or no, your mom was young when your grandma died.
Well, that's why I thought my mom was going to die.
And then you thought your mom was going to die,
why,
and then you thought you were going to die young, and then it was just a whole fucked up... Dude, when the movie 2012 came out, I was like so set that was real and that like the Mayans predicted the end of the world that I like stopped caring about shit when I was 14. I was 14 just listening to Slayer in my fucking headphones at school, just depressed, like not doing shit.
There was one, and I don't remember why the world was going to end, but there was some like weird theory.
Every few years there's some fucking psychopath.
We were... I might have been in 9th or 10th grade. I can't remember.
We're having another shot.
Okay, I figured you're pouring them.
No, they're both for me. Fuck you. I'm having two more shots.
I remember a specific... the world was supposed to end at 6 o'clock. 6 p.m.
And then you're like waiting.
I literally know. Do you want to know how... Oh, God, I'm embarrassed by this. But I remember okay, the world's going to end. And I can't do much. I wasn't I would go fuck somebody. But no, I wish. This is way lamer.
Oh my god.
Why'd you switch glasses? Did you not want to be the pretty fucking lady anymore?
I didn't realize. I really didn't realize we switched glasses.
I put on What a Wonderful World. No. What a Wonderful World
by Ramones or Armstrong?
Armstrong.
Fuck yeah.
As literally timed it. It was okay, this is going to be 2 minutes. And I was like, what a world. And I was like, I'm ready, guys.
Oh my god, are you being serious?
Yeah. And then
shut the fuck up. How old were you?
I was fucking 9th or 10th grade.
Oh my god,
but
that's amazing.
I did, but only half believed it.
Yeah, that's
how
I was
okay, it might not happen, but if it happens, I'll just put on this song and then I'll fucking die.
Hell yeah. So what do you remember what you did for 2012?
I don't even think I paid attention.
12, 21, 12. I remember I used to work through all of middle school and high school. I worked at an elementary school after school. Just cleaning up,
I did that for community service.
Vacuuming and shit. So I did that for almost want to say almost 4 years.
Yeah.
I did that. And I hardly consider it a real job because people like, you do it for community service. So I'm just doing it to get like $7.25 an hour.
Yeah. When I got arrested, I did that for community service. Do you want to know a real piece of shit thing, though?
What?
I did it once.
Oh, my God.
And then I used that dude's signature, and then I copied it.
And so
for all 60 hours.
You're a cunt. That's fair. Fuck them.
The thing is, I procrastinated so long that it was like, and I went and I did one, and it was like I got an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I was like, I have 60 hours left to get, and I have 2 months.
You'd have to do it. Like,
there's no way.
Yeah.
I remember I stayed home from school. I pretended to be sick, and then all morning just filled out for fake days that I did community service. All this shit. It was fucking bad. It was very illegal, and I hope nobody catches me.
That makes me want to go on to something else, but let me finish.
Yeah.
So on 2012, I worked at that school, but I remember you'd have to sign off on like a little piece of paper on like if you want to take a day off. Like, you know, you just put on this paper.
Yeah. And
I literally put like you have to put reason for day off. It's the end of the world. I think it was like a Friday or just some random day that I didn't want to go to work because it was 12/21/12.
Yeah. And
I ended up going with Austin Murfitt to go get tattooed. And I even remember what tattoo he got. Because that's how much of a significant day it was. Because I was like, for like 3 years before that, I was so dead set that
the world was going
to end that day. So, like, I don't know why I just remember it so clearly. But we took the tracks trains down to this shitty tattoo shop. Fuck this place. It was called, it was like hardcore, I didn't even remember, something hardcore tattoo and skate. It was the fucking worst place.
Really? Why?
They just fucked Austin over. They gave me all these shitty tattoos. Like the guy was just a douchebag. His name was Hardcore Steve. He had hardcore on his knuckles and then had HC tattooed on his cheekbone. Like, this guy was so like full of himself, and he was really old. So he was just like his art.
Why'd you keep going back then?
Well, okay, because Austin got an apprenticeship there. Because that's why I hate them so much too, because they fucked Austin over. So Austin worked there for like a year or two or whatever when we were in high school, and paid like $2,000 or something towards his apprenticeship. Didn't tattoo anything. Never really learned much of anything. He got some equipment, and as soon as he's like, "Hey, I want to leave this shop and go to a different shop and like move on with my career," they didn't reimburse him with any money, or they didn't give him the equipment that he bought. So he bought all this tattoo equipment, which is not cheap, and they kept it and was like, gave him the middle finger. He left, in which I'm so thankful he did, because fuck those guys.
Yeah, and he's worked at great shops now.
Oh, dude, he's working at one of the best in Salt Lake, in my opinion, Lonely Hearts Club Tattoo.
I do love them.
If you're ever in Salt Lake, you should definitely check them out. Like him.
They're expanding, aren't they?
They are, which is like, it's like right next door, but like into a place like 2 or 3 times as big as
because
they
were very limited by their space.
Yeah, and like
What was the one in the house?
That was the one I'm talking about.
Was it? I did go to that one.
When we were in high school, or like just out of high school.
Yeah.
Because I think Austin was 18 when he was working there, and we were in like 11th grade.
Yeah, I remember that one.
And I remember that was called I think it was called Hardcore Tattoo and Skate. And the guy's name was Hardcore Steve. Fuck,
right by the B Stadium.
Yep, yeah, because we'd get off on the tracks and then walk up to that place. Good times. I mean, it was fun. I don't regret the tattoos I have. They could definitely be done better, but like I don't think I have any tattoos that I'd want to cover up. Maybe some that I'd want to, touch up and make them look better because like they're just old or like the ink isn't holding up. But like what they are, like physically, or like the design isn't that bad, even though they are fucking dumb. Like this green monster on the back of my arm that pretty much looks like a sensei fetus fly is what we call it.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like
we could post a picture of it on our Instagram.
We should do it.
Yeah.
Take a picture of it right now so we don't forget, or just like make a note of it.
I'll make a note.
But it's pretty much something that my friend drew, who isn't even a tattoo artist, and never has and never will be. I took that picture and brought it to that shop my buddy was working at, and was like, I want this. It was my first tattoo that I got at a shop. And I was 17.
Fetus fly?
I was actually 16, almost 17, and my parents signed off on that.
Oh my God.
I think I was like 2 months until my 17th birthday, and they signed off to let me get that. So then following, I got the fetus fly, I got this bomb that looks like a sunflower, and I got this noose.
I like the noose.
The noose is sick. It's not done bad, and Austin actually drew it, and this other guy did it, and it's only fucked up because the day after I got it, I scratched the fuck out of it.
You told me that,
I forgot about it, and I was in high school not paying attention, you know. But and then my 18th birthday, I got this Misfits tattoo.
Yeah.
Like I think the day I turned 18, I got like a legit tattoo that I didn't have to get signed off on by my parents. But I think I was getting tattooed since I was like 15 or 16. Like I know for 16 for sure, but like,
dude, I almost got one today. I was debating it.
I'm getting one Friday, dude.
Ugh, I hate you. I just don't.
Do you have money? I was gonna say if you have money, you could probably come with me. Or you could come with me. I mean, I don't know if you want to just come lurk.
You going to where?
We went to Austin's shop.
What are you getting?
I'm getting my other hand tattooed.
Hell yeah.
I was either gonna get my hand or I wanted to get something up here because
I want to get this so bad, but yeah, I shouldn't spend the money.
Dude, yeah, that's where I'm at. But my dad, he just moved out to Arizona, which is crazy because both my parents are moved out now.
Yeah.
And I'm at my
I love how, yeah.
Me and my brothers are at my childhood home that we grew up in, and then instead of us all moving out, like my parents have just moved out, and now we just get to fucking stick with it. My brother's Cage. He's the house.
Well, yeah, but are either of your younger brothers staying?
Kessler is. He'll be 18 in October this year. So
that's crazy. So he's just gonna stay.
He'll just stay.
No parents.
And yeah, which is cool for him, I guess. Like I would be stoked if I was him. I started drinking when I was 18.
Yeah.
But I'd always have my dad on my ass, fucking telling me to stop, or I'll kick you out of my house.
He seems like a cool kid.
And I'm like, fuck you. He's definitely not like into drink. He's like the only brother that has gotten like a 4.0 grade average and like good like. He just seems like a straight-laced kid and super nice. Like he's gotten all like the good attributes. Like once they got filtered through Cage and I, mostly me, then like
because Cage is pretty clean cut too.
He is, but like he has his issues as well. I mean, we all have our issues. So does Kessler, but like he's such a nice mellow kid and like doesn't have like any problems with like abusing any substances. Like the one thing I would want from him is like to be more active outdoors. He's not like out of shape or anything, but like. I feel like that's something with kids nowadays in general. Like, they're not really experiencing life. I mean, he's so young still, but even when I was way younger, dude, when I was 16, I flew out to LA with my friends to film with Epic Mealtime. And that's not something people just get to do, so I'm not saying, like, everybody could be doing that. But, like, I'm, like, comparing myself, which is shitty to do. But it's like, he's almost 18, and, like, he just loves to play computer games. He's super smart.
Well, I feel like that's the normal 18-year-old shit. Like, that was rare that you gotta go do that kind of shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I hate to say this, but I was kind of a rare breed, and I kind of feel like I still am. Like, most people don't like to do what I do or prefer to do that. That's why it's not really respected either.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a fuck about people who do dumb shit. Like, as a passion. Like, that's mostly like a dumb drunk thing.
I've always told you that I think you should become a stuntman for movies. Mm-hmm. Even if that's just your day job, you still get to do what you like in a capacity, and then you can still film your dumb shit stunts for YouTube every day.
And just for my own pleasure, because I'm a fucking sick puppy.
And that could go to places still.
Dude, well,
but then you have a paycheck coming in from
that's exactly
movie stunts.
So I was super motivated. I was going to say, I don't think that's far off, like out of the picture. Like that could still happen sometime, anytime in my life. I feel like I could still become a Hollywood stuntman because like it's for the most part pretty safe. You can be pretty old and still do Hollywood stunts. They're for the most part foolproof.
Yeah.
Not all of them. People have definitely died doing Hollywood stunts.
Somebody died recently on the new Mission Impossible. Yeah,
so like it's definitely sketchy and like the crazier the stunt, but like they take way more safety precautions than I would in my backyard.
Yeah.
Which I still do take safety precautions. Like, I don't want to fucking die again. But, like, I would love to be a Hollywood stuntman. The one thing that makes it sound shitty is, like, it would be a job.
Yeah.
And I like doing stunts because I'm 100% in control of what I want to do, how I want to do it, when I want to do it, who I want to do it with. Hollywood stunts... You're being told on every single aspect how to do that stunt.
Yeah.
You don't even know what stunt you're going to do. It could be literally like taking an uppercut and just landing on your back. And like that's your stunt for that scene, which is awesome. You're getting a paycheck for it. You definitely get to travel all around the world. It'd be amazing. I think I would like it, but I'd want to try to stick to what I'm good at or what I would like to do, which is obviously that's how it would go anyway.
Yeah.
But so many other people are way more talented than I am in those things. Like, they look for people who are, like, really good at parkour, gymnastics, fencing, stunt driving, martial arts, all these things that I'm not good at. Yeah. The only thing I can do that's even remotely cool is, like, I can backflip off stuff. I can take a fall. You want me to fall down these stairs? All right. Oh, wait, you want me to wear pads? Shit, okay. I was going to do it with no pads, but let me fucking go. Like, that kind of shit. Like, I love getting hit by cars, like getting lit on fire. I love doing high falls. That's especially my favorite, just jumping off high shit into boxes or whatever it may be.
I don't understand that at all.
Dude, so yesterday I was at Liberty Park. We were doing slacklining and shit and fucking around. And I was so hungover, but like more in like a dizzy sense. Not like sick. So I'm kind of dizzy, almost still drunk from the night before. And I'm like, I kind of want to try to relearn how to do a running backflip up a tree. Like a 2-step backflip or 2-step up a tree backflip. I'm getting so close. And like in my head, I'm mentally preparing. I'm like, I can do this. I know I'm going to do it. I'm going to commit. And then I would take the first step. I'm like, I'm about to do it. Second step up the tree, I bail out. Every fucking time. I must have tried it like almost 20 times. I was getting pissed. I was getting like so frustrated with myself. And this other friend that we were with, he did it barefoot his second try.
Oh my
But he's
God.
also very like athletic and acrobatic. So I couldn't do that. But then I climb up this tree, which the tree branch that I backflipped off of was probably closer to 8 feet tall, which is the highest thing I've backflipped off of onto flat ground. And I go and huck a backflip off that, like no like flinching. Like I didn't even second guess myself.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Because, and then he climbed up there. He's like, dude, I don't know how you fucking did that, man. This is way sketchier than, like, the running up the tree. So it's like, I think there's more time for me to think about, like, taking 2 steps up a tree and then backflipping rather than just standing on something. Yeah. Even though I was, like, twice the height. I was maybe about 5 feet off if I were to do the running backflip. Mm-hmm. But I was, like, 8 feet high off the ground on this tree branch backflipping off. I can show you the clip if you want to check it out.
Yeah, check it out.
And
you know what's funny about that?
Like your mind, like it's a mental battle.
You know what's funny about that? There was a point in my childhood where I realized I wasn't meant for that. When I was fucking like 8 maybe, and there's a chick in the neighborhood and we were just kicking it, and I was like, I'm gonna backflip off this wall. I'm gonna 2-step it. No, I could just never do it. And then I realized and then I tried it once and I just like fell on my back. Like nothing happened. I was like, well, I just realized I'm not fucking made for this. Like, right. I'm not a physical person.
I feel like you could if you would have kept pushing. But then you decided, because the first time I ever learned how to do that, I did fall on my back.
Yeah, everyone falls on their back. Nobody gets it the first time, ever.
Like, well, I think the very first time I tried it, I did it, and then but I did it a different day, and then I fell on my back a few times. And then my last try, I fell on my back after I did it, and that's what scared me. Because I went and slipped. My foot was wet and slipped off the tree. Landed on my back after going 6 feet up in the air. Landing on my back, I was fine. It was more of a scary mental thing. And that's what stunts, honestly, there has to be a certain amount of talent with that kind of shit, but it's a lot of mental game, of committing your body and yourself to going for it. Because if you hesitate, that's gonna get you more hurt than just the thing itself. That's the thing with skateboarding for me. People tell me all the time, oh, Khyler, well, I can't believe you aren't down to try this 5-rail. This is so simple. 13-year-old kids are doing it. But you're down to backflip off this wall or jump into a pine tree, this and that and the other. Dude, it's a different mental game. And I fucking love skateboarding. And I have so much respect for people who go big. But I just can't do it. Yeah. And I've gone huge on other shit. But just not skating because there's so much, commitment and mental battles with that kind of thing, and you have to do it over and over again
to get it right.
As with a stunt, you huck it, you eat shit, land it, whatever, that's it. It's stunt.
It's done. Whatever the outcome is, the outcome. But
skateboarding, you have to, it's grueling hours of just trying to huck shit and making sure you land it all on cement.
Yeah, stunting doesn't take discipline. Skateboarding does.
As much. And I hate to say this about other stuntmen because it depends on what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. Certain stunts, definitely discipline and practice.
But a lot of it's the mental block.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Once you get past that mental block, then I truly believe probably 9 out of 10 of my friends or whatever, most of my friends could do a lot of the stunts that I do physically and be okay if they could get past that mental block. Yeah. And it's also not even a mental block. It's motivation. Why would you want to do it in the first place? I don't know why I want to do it.
Yeah.
Recently, I've had people ask me, they saw the video where I ripped a fish hook out of my ear, and they're like, "Do you get off on pain? Seriously, why do you do this? Do you like pain?" It's I don't like it. I don't get off on it, but I can endure it, and I think it's entertaining to other people and myself. And I guess I like to push myself, but I don't enjoy getting hurt, especially seriously injured or hurt. I don't like that. Yeah. I'm not sitting there popping a fucking fat boner over getting hurt. Isn't that like masochism or something when you're like super like into like
well, that's
bleeding?
what I think other
people think that I'm into that. But like,
and it makes sense on some level. Like, get where they're coming from.
Oh, I get it too.
Because
like,
it's so hard for the.
I think I'm fucking weird. Like, I don't.
Yeah, it's weird for a rational person to put themselves in that situation, but like, we're not wired the same.
And we're not wired the same, but I both think we're the same rationale. Like,
well, yeah, not saying you're an irrational person, but like,
I can be, but like, but like, I know what you mean. Like, if you were to meet me and not have any clue about like what I do as a hobby is stunts, and then we were to talk and hang out. I'm pretty calm, somewhat shy until I get some alcohol on me or I get to know you, and then I warm up. But I feel like you would never have guessed that I'm like into lighting myself on fire or like stapling my face or any of the things I've done. You would have never
feel like
guessed.
People are weirded out by my interests based off my personality when people first meet me.
I wasn't, but I mean, I'm weird too, so like that's like fine. I don't think.
Well, we clicked pretty soon.
Oh yeah.
A lot of times it takes people a long time. Like, it takes me a long time to warm up to somebody. There's a few people that like, I'll meet them instantly. It's like, okay, I know I'm gonna click with this person.
Which is so crazy. There's a few people in my life like that. Like you, obviously, we've been friends for like 8 years.
Yeah. Like
you walked into the classroom, looked around, immediately sat next to Austin and I, and like we just bullshitted throughout everything.
What were your first impressions of me? I'm interested.
This faggot. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, sorry, I said that word. I don't know, but I do remember, like, specifically you and your face and your body language walking through that door to the right. We're in the very back tables of the class. Remember you, because you didn't show up the first, like, 3 days of class or something. So, like, oh, this guy's new. Like, and I could tell you're kind of looking around, not knowing where to go. And then you walked to us. Can't remember which side you took, whether it was the right or left.
Next to you.
And
it was on the...
I think you were... I think... You might, because it was 3 of us in the back, and those tables could sit 4. So it was Austin, me, and Duncan.
Yeah.
And you sat. I know you sat next to me.
No, it was
my right.
Yeah, it was Duncan, Austin, you on the end, and then I got a chair from the
other table,
3 seats next to it, because I'm like, I want these dudes.
Oh, so like the tables only sat 3 people, but you were like,
I sat at the 4.
Oh, okay, fuck it.
Like they sat 4, but like yours. Was a 3 person because it's like back row.
I don't know what my first impression was. Like I just like because I know we started to like talk about because that's right when I was first. I don't even think I was into stunts yet. I was starting to get into like CKY heavily, and
that's probably where we connected because I have seen CKY when I was young. My brother had all the VHS.
Because I remember we would talk about it like when we would watch clips on YouTube, and I just know we'd fuck around a lot.
Yeah, and
then we all kind of became in that friend group with Tino and Alan. And when I first met Alan...
You know I hated Tino when I first met him?
I didn't love Tino when I first met him either.
Absolutely
I didn't hate him, but he was kind of a cunt.
In 9th grade, I had 2 classes with Tino, gym, and he was like so fucking douchey. I hated him. And we had geography together. And I remember there was this one specific time, they had like a 3-hole punch, and we're supposed to be punching these assignments because we put them in like a binder for class or whatever. I don't even fucking remember why. But like I was waiting to use the 3-hole punch, and Tino was in front of me, and I was like waiting, and then he knocked it over by accident, and all the
little pieces came out.
And then the teacher was like, Tino, clean that up. And Tino was like, what about him? Like he did it. And then I was like, I didn't fucking do it. And then ever since I hated Tino.
Well, yeah, of course. I would hate somebody that was like that too.
I'm gonna punch that kid in the face.
Tino's definitely changed a lot too, though.
And then 10th grade came around, and we're all fucking terrified shitless
10th grade or 11th grade? You knew him. You knew him in middle school.
I knew him 9th grade. Yeah.
Oh shit.
I hated him in 9th grade. We weren't friends.
I knew him in 3rd grade or like 2nd grade.
Well, let me finish my
early
thing first.
Elementary.
In 10th grade, we were all scared, shitless freshmen, no idea what the fuck to do. I didn't know anybody. Mm-hmm. And like he was the first person I saw from that school, and we both like were like just walked up to each other and we're like, okay, like we're friends now. Basically. Yeah. We didn't say that in words, but it was like we don't know anybody else now. This is weird and kind of scary.
The
so
only
now we're
familiar faces in high school, and like even though you wanted to beat his ass, we're like, well, we gotta be friends because I don't know
summer
anybody
over,
else.
And it was like, okay, we're friends now.
And he became cooler. Like I remember knowing him in elementary, he was super annoying, but that's all kids. He was
a douche in 9th grade.
But when I met him in 10th, or when I re-met him in 10th grade, he was a douche, but it was kind of funny, and I didn't take it the wrong way, because that was right when we started filming shit, and There was a bit that we filmed called Public Boxing where we walked into Walmart.
I remember that in Walmart. Yeah, I was there.
Me and you were there when we filmed it? Or
I was there when you and Austin boxed. So I don't know if it was the very first one.
No, I don't think Austin and I ever boxed.
Yeah, you did.
Well, I don't remember it.
Yeah, I remember it. That's the only time I went. Austin didn't have a shirt on or something. And he had his dreads still.
Yeah. No, Austin, yeah. So I remember Austin was filming, and of course he made the rookie mistake of filming vertically on it wasn't even a phone, it was an iPod Touch.
Oh my god.
That's what we started filming with, was iPod Touches. He's filming vertically. Even though we had figured out to not do that, he still fucked up. Mm-hmm. And it was shaky the whole time. He was like not like watching where he was recording. So I showed this video to Tino. For some reason, I don't even know why I showed it to Tino. Maybe because like you and Alan were hanging out.
I didn't know Alan in 10th grade.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Me and Alan didn't become friends
But me, you, and Tino were friends though, because I remember you coming over, hanging out, and sleeping over and shit. Like we were cool when you. Yeah. And I showed Tino, but I don't know why though. Like I don't know how we clicked, or maybe it was like with a certain friend group because we were on like similar classes. And he immediately was talking shit on it, but not on the content, but on how it was filmed. And he was like, dude, I could film way better. And then instead of me getting offended, I was like, yeah, you should be our camera guy. Like, come fucking help film with us. Yeah. And I think to this day, one of my favorite cameramen because he would never speak behind the camera or laugh or anything. He was always making sure he got the perfect shot and as still as possible. Most of my friends, if I ask them to go film something, they don't know where to film or how to film it necessarily. He would think of like a good camera angle and get it.
I was always offended you never asked me.
I mean,
I was fucking good. I'm good at that shit.
I'm sure you are. I don't know why. You're more of a hold the post while somebody runs into you guy. There's this stunt where it was fucked up.
We don't have to talk about
probably
it.
Probably one of the most insane stunts, dude. No, it was nobody even noticed that you ate shit until until after the fact.
Yeah, I would almost punch that kid in the face.
It wasn't his fault.
Yes, it was. It was supposed to be a test run. We all agreed it was a test run.
No, not us though. The people holding it. I didn't know it was a test run.
We communicated it to each other. This is a test run.
And I was like literally 10 feet from you, and nobody told me that it was a test
run.
It
was a test run. We all knew. Fuck you.
No. I didn't. I was recording. It, and
But he was like, "Okay, I want to drive past it once to get a feel."
Okay, I think
and then he just did it.
I think I remember that. Maybe. Well, that's fine because he was probably just like, "Fuck it, I don't want to get a test."
I didn't know that.
You should. I was ready for it to be a real one.
I wasn't
because I was recording it. Alan was recording it, but he botched the shot because he thought it was a test run. No, we were all recording. Everybody was recording. So that's why I'm like, maybe we didn't think it was a test run, but maybe we were. I think what happened was he said it was a test run, but maybe he would jump. Because why else would all three cameras be recording if it was a test run? Like, I wouldn't want to record a test run. Like, you know what I mean?
Know. I thought it was a test run, so my head was on the board.
So yeah, you weren't paying attention. You ate fucking shit. Fuck, I wish we had a video of this, and then what we do.
Dude, I realized that there was no way for me not to get fucked up.
Well, even if you didn't have your head behind the board, you still.
Well, we thought he was gonna break through.
He slightly broke with plywood, so it's like you can only break through so much. If it was drywall, then yeah.
The person on the left side could hold it and be out from it, but I couldn't really do that. I had to be behind it a little bit.
So I held it and had a camera in one hand and held the board in the other.
I couldn't be on the other side because the car was coming that way.
Right, and
I had to be behind it, so there was no way I wasn't gonna get fucking wrecked.
Because you didn't want to get hit by the car, and then you didn't because I've done that similar stunt where I jumped off a moving car through the same thing except it was drywall. Yeah. And I hit the person that was holding the drywall that was closest to me. I hit Big Al in the nuts or the stomach when I jumped. It was like I nicked him and then hit the drywall into the.
Yeah, I realized my position was compromised. There was no way I wasn't gonna get hit.
I didn't even think about that actually.
I didn't till after.
But even if I did know, I would have made you that side anyway. I'm not risking it. I'm not gonna get hurt being in the line of fire.
Fuck you.
No, but the fucked up thing was. With that stunt, it was probably one of the most insane stunts I've ever filmed or been a part of ever. There was this kid named Damon Frost. It was his first day ever filming with us. It was actually Mitch's first day, Mitch Carter's first day ever filming with us too. We met those two at a party the night before, July 3rd, 2015, and they beat us in beer pong. And then after that, I started talking to Mitch and that kid, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we do crazy shit." Well, Mitch. Not Damon, but Mitch is like, "Yeah, I do crazy shit." I think he actually said that I looked familiar. I'm like, oh, maybe you see me on YouTube. I don't know. Like, I don't know why I look familiar to you. So I started showing him my videos. And he's like, no way, dude. I do crazy shit too, dude. Started showing me some of his videos. We exchange videos, exchange numbers. He's like, let's film tomorrow. It's 4th of July tomorrow. Let's film some crazy shit. Next morning, I'm all hungover, and I wake up to a text with him. You still down to film? I'm like, well, fuck yeah, dude. Let's fucking film. Because most people that say that, they're saying because they're drunk, and they just don't mean it. But he was so down to film. And we got, like, probably some, like, the top 10 hectic footage of our time in 2015 after I met Mitch. He's one of the gnarliest dudes I know.
Yeah.
Period. Like, he's just a fucked up Marine, dude. Like, I don't know. He has just no... I know he has fear, but, like, he just doesn't give a fuck. And
at all.
He goes about it in such a funny way, almost in a Knoxville sense, where he just laughs about everything. The one time I burned a cigarette on his balls, and he was just laughing. I'm like, wow.
I would not be stoked about
But
that.
anyway, with that day, though, Damon, it was this kid's first day of filming. And there's a stunt that Alan was trying to do, but we couldn't pull it off. It was just a weird setup, kind of a stupid situation. And it was above water. So we set it up over to the side where,
so
where
the
there
way
was
it's
no
set
water.
up is there's a dirt road.
Yeah.
On one side, just nothing, a field, and then the other side, little tiny canal, like water in it, shit like that. And originally we had it set up so the cars driving down the road, the person would jump off to the left into the canal and smash into a fence that we put like a bullseye on.
It was a two 2x4s that went up about 10 feet and then a piece of plywood. So almost like a field
and then
goal
we spray
situation.
painted something on it. Yeah,
it was a bullseye.
A bullseye. And he was gonna jump into that. And we realized this isn't gonna work. The angle's too low. Like Alan's gonna jump over it. It's not gonna work.
And he ended up, the first time he jumped too soon and landed in the water, missed it. The second time he went to jump, but his feet were muddy and wet, so he slipped off the car, landing in just gravel and almost got ran over.
Yeah.
And then we're like, okay, and then Alan's like, I can't do it. I'm not doing it. So this kid, first day of filming with us, rocking the Blockheads t-shirt, ready to go, 4th of July. He's like, I'll do it. But we wanted to set it up. Instead of in the nice, soft, muddy water that would actually break your fall, we moved it over to the other side where it was just hard dirt and grass and rocks. And and that's where we pick it up. Like I guess we thought it was a test run. We were all filming.
I was under the impression it was a test run. I feel like I don't remember how many people I talked to about it.
The car drives past him at least going 20 miles an hour. He jumps in, and instead of hitting the direct middle, he hits like the first like quarter of the plywood, like the first.
It's on the left side, the side I'm holding.
And he doesn't hit you necessarily, but like the impact of
sends
holding
the board, because I assumed it was a test run. I'm just resting the board in front of the board because it's like he's not jumping. I don't need to worry about
it.
His board.
It hits your face,
and it just slams into me. I fall
down.
down.
You actually caught air. If you freeze frame it, there's a point where you're a couple inches. Your feet leave the ground.
Yeah.
You get hit so hard from your face, and like your feet leave the ground, and you face plant into the dirt while this other kid also eats shit, but nobody's looking at you. We're all looking at this kid that just jumped off a car.
Yeah.
And somehow you're both fine.
I was so pissed.
Which is crazy.
I was furious.
And I think your face got a little scratched.
Yeah, I was like, I walked up to that kid like ready to punch him.
Really?
Yeah.
I think nobody knew you were mad.
Yeah, because I'm fucking chill. I keep it cool. But like,
yeah, but nobody knew you were mad. But nobody knew even you fell. Maybe Alan did because he was on your side.
Yeah, like once it all happened, like I was like ready to go punch this kid, and then I realized like, okay, fuck, like
we didn't mean to do it.
Yeah.
Like honestly, it probably would have happened regardless, whether you were ready or not.
Yeah, I was so pissed about it, and then we just went back to the house and chilled.
And okay, but we're gonna end the story. But the worst part of this, there were 3 cameras recording, and only 1 camera got it.
No, the worst part is I got a fucking concussion.
No, you were fine. The worst part is there were 2 other potentially godlike angles of this godlike stunt, and only 1 angle got it. Because my angle, I was holding it, and literally, GoPros are so temperamental, cameras in general are, and I was recording. I thought I got the stunt, and then I looked down after the stunt, and it said, like, it stopped recording. It said, like, camera error or something. Like, what the fuck? I don't remember pressing stop recording. I don't know what happened. We go to look, and the camera stopped recording right when the dude jumped into the wood, and he was like inches away. Then my camera stopped recording.
Damn.
And then Alan thought it was a test run, so he botched the shot. He was recording, going perfectly in the shot, and then as soon as the guy jumped, Alan dropped the camera down to the ground. So when Damon jumped, he was filming the ground.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Because we thought it was a test run.
But that's still stupid, though. Why would you fucking, like, Why wouldn't you still like act like it wasn't a test run and film the whole thing?
I was fucking pissed that the kid jumped.
I'm like kind of slightly irritated that Alan didn't get that shot.
Yeah.
Even though he thought it was a test run, like why wouldn't you still record
Whatever.
it?
It's been fucking years.
No.
That video's said and done. All right. I guess let's take a break.
Yep.
All right. We'll be back in a minute.
And we're back.
We're not back.
Fuck.
Okay, now we're back.
And we're back.
We were back the whole time.
I'm pissed. Are you shitting me?
Yeah.
Fuck you. Let's take our shots, pussy.
All right.
God, we've taken, 3 shots of this 99 Peaches?
Yeah, dude, it's fucking rough.
I love it.
That made me laugh a little right as I went to go take the shot and I spilled on myself.
Good. It's actually not as bad as I was making it seem the first time. It is rough.
I'm used to it, but yeah.
It is rough.
I hate the sweetness.
Oof.
It's like the roughness of a shot, but then like grossly sweet and sticky.
It is super
sticky
sweet,
now.
and the table's all fucked. But the sweetness doesn't bother me as much. It's just like it is really high percentage though. I mean, pretty much 50% alcohol, which is like way high on the spectrum.
Well, that is not a good.
It's not good.
Back to back.
Okay, all right. Well, so I bought these beers because we try to like trade off on getting alcohol for this thing, and I saw at the gas station. So I was gonna get just normal Clamatos.
Yeah.
Like
no, these aren't bad, but going straight from 99 Peaches to this was fucking weird.
So like the Bud Light or Budweiser Clamatos or like the
Bud Light Chlamydia. Yeah, I love those.
What are the other ones? With the M, Modelo's. They have the same type of thing.
Do they have a version?
Yeah, but it's not with Clamato. I think it's with something else. Anyway,
well, they probably get like a brand.
Yeah, it's like
deal.
So this is it's spicy pina michelada with Clamato, and it's by Golden Road Brewing. But also
it's
another
spicy pina michelada with chlamydia. Yeah.
God, shut the fuck up!
I like that joke.
God,
I think it's funny.
I've never tried it before, so I thought, oh, well, maybe this will be interesting.
It's I don't know. I don't like. They always seem watered down. I like making my own red beer or michelada.
Well, A, it's Utah for you.
Yeah.
And B, it'll be watered down.
Well, it's like, if you look at it, it just looks like pink beer. Versus
honestly, I don't taste... Okay, spicy... I don't know. This doesn't taste like any different than the other ones.
No.
Maybe a little bit of little more spicy, but like...
It's not bad.
I don't really know, like, if you were to, like, do them side by side, I don't know if I'd be
I don't
able
know.
to
I
taste
just
it.
like when you make your own red beer. When you get, like, a Bud Light and you get some...
My stepdad will do that with,
Bloody Mary shit.
Like, he actually will add pickle juice in it, too.
Well, I add pickle juice to my Bloody Marys, not to my red beer.
Yeah, he does it with red beer.
Yeah. Like, my Bloody Marys are packed to the brim with shit, dude.
Fuck. Okay, next time... We should go and buy some stuff to make bloody beers. That would be fucking cool. Sick. That'd be way better.
Yeah. I just always get like, it's weird to me how like, just this is a flavored beer.
Right? Almost. Oh, did I tell you about at the liquor store? I was about to do this last week's podcast and buy a 6-pack of Jim Beam with cola. It comes in a can.
Yes, you told me about that. Yeah.
And I was about to buy a 6-pack of it. I'm like, nah, fuck it. I'll just get the vodka instead. But... Those are pretty damn good, but like they gotta be so shitty for you to drink a whole 6-pack because it's enough. It's a whole 12-ounce can, and it's tolerable enough to drink. I only think it's like 4 or 5% alcohol.
Yeah,
and it's Jim Beam, so it's like mostly fucking cola, which is like you're just fucking drinking a whole 6-pack of that.
Again, with those, shitty. I would just like to pour my own. I like my.
Oh yeah, we can differentiate the
hardness,
but like
my drinks are strong.
Yeah,
I never pour.
But it is it's not like you can still taste the alcohol, but it's not like it's not weak, but it's not super strong. So it's a good mix, I think. But yeah, we should make our own drinks. Like if we want to do like we normally did do mixed drinks, but let's make our own red beers or whatever.
Something I think it'd be cool to make our own like not every week because it'd be expensive, but to like.
I think we should try different things.
Cocktails, yeah.
We just try different.
I want to do martinis. I've never had a martini.
Dude, one time I don't know if this is a martini, but it was in one of those glasses, the weird martini glasses with an umbrella. We were in Indiana at a bar with the whole Too Stupid to Die crew, and I was just looking for something to drink, and I didn't know what to get. And fuck, what was it called? It was something super fruity. Oh my god, what? It's like
was it a something teeny?
No, oh my god, it's like a well-known drink that like
Cosmopolitan.
I think we're on the right page of like it was in a martini glass.
Yeah.
And it was like once I ordered it, everybody started giving me shit. I'm like, what? And then once it came out to the table, it was like this pink drink in a martini glass. The fruitiest fucking shit. I'm like, I don't know, it fucking sounded nice. It was like a fucking girly ass fruity drink. Who gives a fuck? I'm gonna drink it.
Yeah, just get you drunk.
You guys can.
It's not like if I order a girly drink, I'm gonna start sucking cock. Like it's just a drink.
And my friend ordered like a Four Horsemen, which is just like 4 different whiskeys or whatever. Like it's just only a bunch of different whiskey.
That sounds terrible.
Nothing mixed. Yeah, it's fucked.
That sounds shitty.
Or I think it was called a Four Horsemen.
I'm still intimidated by cocktails. I don't know what to get. I'm intimidated by bartenders. Because I don't know, like, I don't want to be a dumb fucking order, like, a thing that's... I don't want to, like...
Pain in the ass to make.
Yeah, or, like, it's like, oh, you're going to order that? No, like... I don't know.
Fuck it. Why would they have it on the order? Fuck them. Or not order...
or, like, how to order things right, or if, like...
Right, like...
There's a lot of weird rules to drinking.
Kind of. There's a thing, like... Not a thing. You say, like, you want the well whiskey. Or whatever.
Yeah, see, the lingo, I don't know.
That's, like... I learned that.
And see, I don't.
And now it's just like you want the cheap shit. I used to think it was called the Wells. I'm like, you mean you want well whiskey? Wells? I was like, I want the Wells whiskey. Well,
and the well is just their cheap shit.
Well, yeah, I don't know if I say it right. So sometimes I'm just like, I want your cheapest liquor, shot of cheapest liquor, like.
Because then you sound like a douche. There's like.
I just like I don't want to pay fucking for Patron.
Yeah.
I just want some cheap tequila. Come on.
So there's a way to order that. See that?
Oh, no, it was a Cosmopolitan. It was a Cosmo. Right? A Cosmo is a Cosmopolitan.
Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner.
Right?
Yeah.
So, like...
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Well, that's what...
That's a drink.
It was called a Cosmo something.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there was a number behind it. It was a Cosmo. And right when I said, I want the Cosmo, blah, blah, blah. And they're like... Everybody started laughing at me. I'm like, what? Like, what? What's the deal? And when it came out... Had a fucking umbrella in a martini glass.
Yeah.
Like, so fruity and gay looking. I didn't care, though. Yeah. Fucking it's really not even a big deal. And I don't think nowadays, who even cares? I'll get drinks like mind erasers or trash cans or AMF. You know what AMF stands for?
Fuck, I used to know. I don't know.
Well, neither do I. I thought I did, and now, like, we've been drinking a little too much.
MF.
No, I know. Fuck, I think it's AMF. No,
it's AMF for sure. I've ordered plenty of AMFs.
Oh my god. Dude, oh my god, I hate this when I get so fucking stupid on these podcasts. I just can't think of... I go to talk about something...
Me too, dude. I've lost shit to say. I have no idea what to talk about.
And then I can't reiterate. No, it stems on...
We can Google
what I will say next, and then that'll make you say something, and then it'll, go from there.
Dude, I have no idea.
AMF, though. Adios, motherfucker. That's what it stands for.
God damn it.
Ah, beat you, Google, nerd.
Fuck you, Google. I'm smarter than you, Google, you pussy.
Hell yeah. Adios, motherfucker. Like, those are sick because they usually come with, like, Red Bull. So it's kind of like a pick-me-up.
Dude, like Red Bull's been my shit lately. Red Bull and vodka.
Of alcohol. Like,
Red Bull vodkas have been my lifesaver.
Are you a fan of Jaeger at all? I
feel
like you.
I do love
I was gonna say I feel like you wouldn't be. I like Jaeger too. Next week, Jaeger.
Next week, Jaeger.
Or this weekend, I don't know what we're doing.
Well, fuck it, let's go drink.
I don't know if you work in Wise Guys.
I might call off.
If you call off,
they've been fucking me over lately.
Let me know if you want to call off, dude.
The other chick that's the other door guy's been calling off because she has legit plans and she's like asked for these weekends off, but like we had 4 sold out shows this weekend, and so like I had to deal with 4 sold out shows.
Right.
Well, it was a shit show, but... So I feel like I deserve a weekend off, but...
If you want to, we should do something. Maybe we could even do...
Dude, I'm so stoked for that new Lucky 13 to open.
When does it open?
I don't know.
So
I'm so stoked.
There's this place that's like an infamous bar restaurant in Salt Lake City. It's only downtown. It's usually really packed. And I've been there I think like twice.
I've been there once.
And... The first time, the burger I got was just kind of mediocre.
Really?
I got like, but I always get like Texas style burger, like barbecue shit.
And they have so much beer selection.
Yeah, no, it was good. It just wasn't. See,
the hype.
I relate to like when you say you hate movie trailers because when and that goes with anything in life. If there's so much hype towards something, and I'm going into this with so much expectations, and it doesn't live up to them at all, or even like slightly,
you get bummed out.
I'm like. it was okay, even though it could have been a great burger. I was going into it thinking this is going to be the best burger I've ever had.
I went to, and this is not the same situation, but there's a place, and when I was real young, me and my brother would go rock climbing.
Which you need to come with us, dude.
Dude, I'm so out of shape for that shit.
No, it doesn't matter.
I'll go for the hang.
Dude, no,
I'll go for the hang.
Just try it. Yeah. We'll top rope, dude. Oh my, you'll get back into shape. Dude, it's so much fun. We've been going for the past few weeks now.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Remember what you're going to talk about.
I know it.
So.
I know it. Let me just write it down.
Just write it down because we'll forget. But I wanted to cut you off because I'm a cunt. Mm-hmm. Because I'll forget. I did my first lead climb. And if you don't know what that is, where you have to so somebody's belaying you below, so you're still attached.
But you're hooking yourself in.
Well, I'm hooking myself in as I go, and so my first buddy Landon goes, and he has it on. He has the quick draws on his belt, and he attaches it to the bolt, and then attaches it to the rope. Does it all the way to the top. Comes back down, but then, so I go. And obviously, it's not through those things, but the quick draws are already on the wall. They're hanging there. So I don't necessarily have... It was still a lead climb. It's technically a lead climb, but I don't have to take it from my belt to the wall and then to the rope, because there's two carabiners. One that attaches to the wall, one to your rope. The one side, they're already on the wall, so I just went...
You just latched onto it.
I was climbing, and what I'd have to do... It was still sketchy. It was the same thing, except there was one less step. Grabbing it from your hip to the wall, I just had to bring up my rope, which they have to give you slack. And if you happen to fall while you're trying to hook in, you can actually, it's called decking, and it usually happens within the first 2 or 3 bolts. If you happen to fuck up, you'll fall and then hit the ground.
Jesus.
Because it's not the perfect length.
Yeah.
So usually once you're 3 bolts up or whatever, 3 carabiners up, then you're good. So I was a little nervous. I'm a pretty confident climber actually for some reason. But I'm usually top roping, so it's always safe. You can fall at any point and
you
got
can get caught. Yeah.
But with lead climbing, you're climbing. You have to really pay attention to where you're going, and bring your rope up. Make sure you have it and click it in, and then you're okay, I'm good. But honestly, I climbed it pretty quick, and I hate to toot my own horn, but I did it better than another friend who's been climbing way longer than me, but he's way more cautious than I am, and so he's a little more shaky. Which
taking your time can fuck you over.
You're just overthinking. See, what I had to do was I was I'm normally not nervous at all when I go to climb, but it's always top roping, so I'm why would I be nervous? I'm not. If I fall, I'm fine. But I never fall anyway when I'm top roping, which is crazy because I'm grabbing these little holds and it's usually nothing too hard, but still. If you were to be okay, what if I do this without a rope? Technically, I wouldn't have fallen the whole time going up, even though it was super sketchy. But when you have that rope attached to you, it's like a security blanket. It calms your mind, so you're able to perform better.
Yeah.
But
taking away your safety net changes your whole mentality up there.
The rope. Yeah. So then
because you said that friend's really cautious and nervous up there, takes his time with the hold, so he's probably getting more worn out. You're gonna be acting that way if you don't have your safety net.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
You're really confident because you have a safety net.
But, so what I had to do was go into it when I was lead climbing, which is what he was doing.
Yeah.
I had to go into it thinking, this is just normal. I'm going to climb it as if there was a top rope, even though there isn't, and just be, casual and, not freak out, even though in the back of my mind, I hadn't eaten anything that day. I was all shaky already, just, no sustenance. I think I had, cereal at 8 in the morning and coffee, and then this was late in the afternoon, so I was already a little shaky, and I didn't know if I wanted to do it because lead climbing can be sketchy until a certain point, and then you're good. And I guess I did it. They were, both my friends Landon and John were really stoked on me. They're dude, that was fucking flawless, man. You did that was so great. So I think that this might be a new hobby that I'm picking up. I always liked climbing.
I miss it. I never was really good at it. I did it when I was a kid, and what I was saying earlier, which had nothing to do with the actual story, but me and my brother would go rock climbing up at right off of Wasatch Boulevard. What's that one climb?
Was it Red Rock kind of?
No, it's
Was it a big or little Cottonwood?
It's not. It's off the road. So you're going up Wasatch Boulevard. It's literally you park off, go up this hill,
and it's like right there.
Yeah,
and you can see the road right there. It is kind of red rock. Okay. It's not actual red rock, but it's not granite or like the normal mountain color.
Yeah.
It's
you're asking the actual type of rock it is? Or the climb name?
The rock. What type of rock?
It's a red rock.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Yeah.
I thought that was like the name of the
climb. No, I think I know what you're talking about, and that's what I first started climbing on as well.
Yeah.
Like you park, and there's also like there's the road, and then you can also kind of go up like a weird little like hill and like park, and there's like a mini parking lot right there.
Yeah.
And then that's actually the trailhead for Mount Olympia.
Oh.
The Mount Olympus, which is like an all-day hike, and people like camp up there and shit. It's like a huge. Like or like literally you have to go.
There's that one that's way closer to the road that's a top rope climb.
You can pretty much almost top rope anything.
But then if you go up, there's a boulder, like 10 minutes up. Yeah,
and which bouldering is basically like doesn't have to be considered bouldering. It's like if you feel like free climbing it and it's not so high up. I know what you're talking about.
But we would go back down to our house in Murray, and we used to pass this bar. I remember being like 13.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
We used to pass this bar in this weird wooded area. It was in the middle of like nowhere.
What was it called?
It's Cotton Bottom.
Cotton Bottom. I was like sheep.
But like
Cotton Bottom.
The thing was, I never knew what the name. I was 13, and so like literally like a year and a half ago, I was like telling this story to Alan, and we were like, let's go try to find this. So we just drove around
I already
Murray.
know where the story's going.
We drove around Murray to try to find it. This bar, I had no idea the name. I had no idea where it was. It's kind of by Murray.
Cotton Bottom's more like right by the mouth of the canyon, like by Little Cottonwood.
I lived like 10 minutes away from that bar.
Okay.
10, 15 minutes away.
It's a teeny little bar, like as big as this garage that we're sitting in.
Yeah, because it's right off of... Is it off of Vine? I think it's off of Vine. Either way, I don't fucking remember the exact... Like, you go off of Vine, take a right, and then it goes through these neighborhoods and the bars in these neighborhoods.
The Cotton Bottom, it's kind of, but it's not really, like, in a neighborhood. It's, like, kind of, like, off of, like, a road. Like, you go out, and it's right there. So it's been a long time since you've been. But, I mean, like, I don't know. I'm not trying to correct you, but, like, I'm pretty sure the Cotton Bottom's, like, not deep in a neighborhood, though. But like, did you go because of their famous garlic burger?
Yeah, and it's
you tried
bullshit.
It and it sucked. Yeah, so I went.
Way to ruin my story.
Because I knew
I
knew where it was going. I don't know if you told me it before, if I just knew.
I don't know.
Because everybody talks about the famous garlic burger of the Cotton Bottom. Okay.
Tastes like a middle school end of the year barbecue.
All right.
Burger.
It's shit.
I
wouldn't go that far.
I will, and I am.
Well, also, it's been years since I tried it. It's been probably around 3 years since I went there.
It's bullshit shredded lettuce they got at Walmart. I know the exact brand of meat patty they got. It tastes the same. It's a dog shit burger.
Maybe,
they can go fuck
this is what I'm thinking. Listen. I talked to my dad about this place. Like, it's like an old school place. Yeah. And I think at one point they had a godlike garlic burger. And since so many people go there to get their garlic burger or just like to get burgers there, they've like tried to like cut down on costs. Is what I'm guessing. Yeah. Because when I went there, it was like, I felt the same way. I didn't think it was dog shit. It just tastes like a very average, maybe slightly below average, good burger.
I've gotten a better burger at Applebee's than I got at that fucking place. The gloves are coming off.
I just get up and leave.
That burger was shit.
No, and like every cook has his day. Like you can't I've
only had it once.
Exactly. So
we're going there.
I had it once too. We should go there.
Me and you
again.
are going there this week.
It was fun. All right, let's go. Like hit me up anytime afterwards. Yes. Let's go.
We're going, and we're gonna test this burger. And we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about it.
What we should do is we should try to plan this. I'm down to go to the bar either way and get a burger.
Well, we don't have to drink
I was say we should try to. It's a bar, but
it's a little bar. I don't want to spend my night there.
No, but this is what I was gonna say is we should try to go climbing at that spot before, hit up Landon and John, or maybe just Landon. Us three can go climb and hang out and fuck around. Then after, go and eat the burger and see how it is.
Yeah, maybe.
Just because it's right there, and maybe that'll be like nostalgic for you. I know you don't care about climbing anymore, but
I do a little, but I am just so out of shape.
Yeah. It might be fun, like it's something to do, like in.
Yeah, I don't have shoes.
What size shoe are you?
10s.
Do you have like insanely fat feet or
Yes.
like mediocrely fat
I
feet?
have insanely fat feet. I have hobbit feet. You know what? It fucked with my confidence. My mom always was like, anytime we go shoe shopping, she would like tell the attendant, he's like, let's measure your feet. And
My
I'd be
queer
like,
son
9.5.
has hobbit feet.
100%. They would be like, oh, so he's like a 9.5. And then it'd be like, no, get him a 10. He has hobbit feet. like.
Well, I wear 10.5 shoes, and these are 10.5 climbing shoes, so you can try to fit into them. I think Landon also has 10.5 shoes as well. You can try to fit into our climbing shoes. I mean, you technically can climb without climbing shoes. It just helps tremendously, just the way they're shaped.
I don't want to climb without climbing shoes.
I mean, I would, but it's definitely, it helps so much with climbing shoes. But, like, we would probably, if we did go to the place that we're thinking of that you used to go to,
It has a name.
We would just top rope it. Well, for you, 100%. And I've only led climb once, so I might only want to top rope too. Like, I just think that'd be fun. Let's go rock climb, go check out this burger place, and see if it is as shitty as you remember. Because I don't know if it was just like a certain day. I'm very open minded and not very critical of a hamburger because I think cheeseburgers are one of my favorite types of foods.
Yeah.
Cheeseburgers and pizzas because I'm a fucking fat American. Like I just like really shitty unhealthy food. Like fast. It doesn't have to be fast. Like I love this place called Rich's. Have you ever tried Rich's?
Dude.
One of the best burgers in Salt Lake.
The best burger in Utah, yeah.
Like if you're in Salt Lake, if you're passing through or you live here and you've never tried Rich's, it's right next to this bar called Junior's. I think it's called Junior's Tavern. It's right next to it.
Yeah.
Just look up Rich's fucking burgers, whatever. And it's
so
the best.
good.
It's like a tiny little diner. It's one of those that's kind of like Five Guys where you can see the person like cooking your burger right in front of you. There's like a bar you can sit at.
Yeah. It's kind of a hole in the wall, but it's pretty big.
It's a definitely hole in the wall. Dude, it's big as your garage. Like
it's bigger.
It goes
longer.
Like lengthwise, okay. Including the kitchen widthwise, that's as big as it is, like how wide it is. It definitely goes longer.
Yeah.
A little bit, but
yeah, it's just
small
a really
place.
good hole in the wall burger place.
I think that's why it's so good though, because like I feel like the bigger the chain, the worse it is.
Restaurants that normal people would walk into and be like, "This seems sketchy."
Yeah,
those are my favorite places to eat. Have you ever eaten a Bumblebee barbecue?
What? Twice. Once.
So
dude, Austin's
good.
shop used to be right next to it. We'd walk to it. I'd go to Austin's shop.
What shop?
It was called Electric Brush.
Yeah.
So that place has changed though. So
it was right off of
it's
78th.
Off State Street and 78th.
He was on the corner of 78th by that auto shop, wasn't he?
It's by 78th. It was on State Street and near 78th. But like that place used to be like a normal like burger place or whatever, and we'd walk to it, and then it got changed into like a Korean barbecue.
Well, that's what it is.
But we went there before it was a Korean barbecue.
So they never changed the name? Is that what happened?
Yeah. I swear to God. I promise you. It used to be...
Because I always thought it was weird that it was called Bumblebee Barbecue.
Yeah, I swear to God. We went to it once before they changed it, and then it became a Korean barbecue. And I feel like the burgers definitely downgraded, but they have also really good shit.
Dude, the K-pop fries?
Right.
So fucking good.
That's what I've heard.
But I love hole-in-the-wall places like that.
It's a tiny little diner. Like I've only been there twice, and once for each like version of that place. And it's probably been years since I went, but like it's just way better to go to those small diners because they actually take their time. It's not like a chain. They're not like mass producing everything.
Have you been to Pretty Bird yet?
No.
They're so
Is that a wing place?
It's a Nashville hot chicken place. It was started by a famous chef.
What's Nashville hot chicken?
It's just real spicy chicken.
Okay.
It's so good. It's like deep fried chicken, like KFC, but like they put this. It's like cayenne pepper and then an oil, like lard sometimes, and then they make like a sauce out of that, and then they just pour it over. They put the chicken in it and cover it all.
Where's this?
Real spicy. Downtown. It's right by.
Dude, I hate eating downtown. It sucks.
You hate eating downtown?
Like, just like to park. Like, it's fucking shitty.
Yeah, but I have to deal with it because I love downtown.
Like, go out of your way. Dude, downtown's sick. You didn't go to Gay Pride this year, did you?
I wish I would have.
We talked about this last time.
I want to move to downtown.
Being there makes me want to move there, too. Especially going to, like,
I would love to have a job downtown and then live downtown.
You would have to. Like, if I were to live there, like, if you had... Vice versa. If you had a job in downtown Salt Lake...
Let's find a place down there and move in and if you get a job down there.
I talk about how much I would love it. I mean, it's cool. Like, I feel like a nice little apartment or like whatever, even like
house.
an old little house that's been there since the 60s or something, like an old little spot on the hill would be awesome. And like Salt Lake is not sketchy. Like there's no part of Utah that's really that
ever
sketchy.
scared me. But what I was saying about Pretty Bird, it's a really famous chef. I'm gonna look up his name because I feel bad. He's like really famous. Has had like famous restaurants. Been on a whole bunch of like famous cooking shows.
Right.
He
I mean, I was gonna say if I didn't have the living situation I was in now,
where it's like
and
chill.
like yeah, if my dad was still living there and I was looking for somewhere to move, and if we could find like a good, nice place that was also like cheap to live in Salt Lake, that'd be sick. Because living in Salt Lake, there's so many different walks of life. Like living in downtown, like especially when we're there and like during Pride, or just it's just a totally different vibe living in the city. Like living in the city is, I used to like hate the idea and I thought it sucked, but like being in downtown Salt Lake isn't that bad compared to like living in like LA or New York City. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's not crazy at all comparatively speaking. Like, and it's still like got a whole different culture and different like nightlife, and it'd be fun.
Such a cool fucking place.
It'd be a fun place to live.
Wasn't for the
old
Mormons.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the hobos. You know, I have a guy for that. I'm Hobo Vendetta.
This is a plot twist.
Yeah. For the Mormons, dude. Like, I think so I saw this map. It was kind of like a grading system of each state, and it was like 1 to 50 on like best states, and it wasn't just like, it was on all aspects of like, you know, like living expenses, just like prices, like the lifestyle, like prices to live, like job opportunities, like everything. I don't know exactly what it was rating on. Utah, guess what number it was rated? 1 out of 50. 1 being the best.
We'll say like 32.
Way off.
Really? What was it?
Number 4.
Well, do you want to know why that is? We're blowing up.
Utah is becoming like
it's a shitty
LA
part.
point 2.
100%. Silicon Valley's moving here.
What is Like, I've heard that term, but what does that
Silicon
mean?
Valley's a place in California where all the tech people live.
Oh.
And it's why LA is so fucking huge.
Well, I mean, like, the Adobe building is in Utah.
100%. Facebook used to be in Silicon Valley. They're building a thing here in fucking Mountain View.
Really? By Mountain View? I think I've heard that, like...
Is that what the place is called?
There's a street called Mountain View.
No, it's,
which is, like, kind of, like...
It's a town, if you keep driving past Draper, you'll hit...
There's, like, Lehigh...
Not that
Provo.
far. Close.
Okay, so Draper's... There's Riverton, Highland, Bountiful.
I'm gonna
all in that area. But no, I did hear that though about the Facebook headquarters or whatever. Something's coming here. There's like the Adobe buildings here. Like, I mean, not the Adobe building, but like it's a huge Adobe building that's here. Like, there's got to be more in the area.
We're building a Facebook thing. There's so much shit, dude.
I can just see it. Since I work construction as my day job, and I'm building, like, I'm putting windows in all these houses. Shit. I see it. I drive all the way from, like...
Yeah.
I'm going from North Salt Lake...
Fuck, what is it?
To, like, Santaquin, Utah, which is an hour and a half away from North Salt. I'm driving all over the valley, and I'm seeing this place blow up, which I hate, because Utah... It is still, but it's like a really underrated, beautiful state. It's like awesome to live in. Dude. And I think there's only one big flaw. Every state has a flaw. There's only one huge flaw about Salt Lake, and it is the Mormons run everything.
Yeah.
Like, I guarantee once...
If they weren't here, we would be way better than fucking...
Dominated.
Than Colorado. Fuck Colorado. Oh, yeah. We would be better than Colorado.
The only reason Colorado, people would even say Colorado's even better at all, or Denver, I guess, is because legal weed. If we had legal weed, then we'd be blowing the fuck up. Like, Utah is amazing. Like, it's beautiful. And I think it only will last that long until it gets overrated or overpopulated. Because right now, who thinks of Utah? Like, Utah is hardly like a state that's hardly ever said in movies.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like, whenever I hear the state said in movies, like in Deadpool, he's like, your face looks like a topographical map of Utah. And then when I hear other people say Utah, it sounds weird. Like in movies.
When other people talk about
Utah.
Well, I think people have a weird conception of Utah where they think we are just the Mormon state.
Like Mormons who have 5 wives. Like it's like, dude, everybody we're like
People
anybody
don't
else.
realize that we're like a really cool spot.
We're
with
like
interesting food places, great outdoor life.
Oh my god, the
we have
best
a
outdoor
sick
life.
nightlife.
The best outdoor
Downtown's
life.
got so many fucking bars. We have a really dope nightlife.
I think another shitty thing is like, which isn't even that shitty. Like, just don't be.
I think when you grow up in an oppressive religious state, a sort of like counterculture brews, and we definitely have that in Utah.
We have so many local brewing companies. Like,
Yeah.
to name a couple, like there's Roja, which is an underground one. That
Ketos? You got Ketos? They're fucking
I've heard of
good.
Ketos. There's obviously
They're the ones with the
Wasatch.
koala on their beers?
Okay.
Oh, so good. I love
Wasatch
Ketos.
Brewing. What's another big one? There's Wasatch and there's another one that's a huge. Uinta.
Polygamy. Oh.
Uinta.
Uinta, I think, owns Polygamy.
Uinta and Wasatch, huge brewing companies in Utah. And then there's Roja, who's a coming up brewing company. They're great.
Ketos is coming
Ketos. Like, there's all these brewing companies, which is like, yeah, every other state has brewing companies as well. But, like, Utah, nobody knows about it, and that's why it's so beautiful. And the scenery of Salt Lake and just everywhere around Utah, like, if you're into outdoorsy shit,
we're the best place
fucking best place. Like,
you're a couple hours away from being from Moab.
Yeah, I hate
fucking hiking.
I hate talking. Like, there's one downfall is like, okay, yeah, we're not next to an ocean. Like, fuck it. Like, I honestly think
most places are next to an ocean.
I think it's
95% of America's not next to an ocean.
So we're more rare anyway that we're not next to an ocean. Like, I think being on the beach is so overrated in my opinion. I mean, yeah, I've never been surfing. Surfing is probably
drunk.
Yeah, same. Surfing is probably like pretty cool. Like, I'd love to try surfing, but I never was one to like, yay, let's go tan at the beach, play some volleyball, and swim in the ocean. No, it doesn't sound that fun to me. But like, I want to see like a beautiful view. Go hiking for an hour or two or whatever. You look down at the valley, or like if you get really deep in there, or like if you're down south in Moab, you know, in the Capitol Reef area, where all there's beautiful arches and like red rocks everywhere.
Oh, god damn. Rowdy Caden is peaking, dude.
Hell yeah.
I'm having a hard time
just don't throw
and not yelling.
Just don't throw. You can yell, I don't give a fuck, but just don't throw a bottle at my face.
I'm not gonna throw a bottle. I'm not that drunk. That was blackout. That wasn't Rowdy Caden. That was like blacked out
piece
Caden.
Of shit blackout Caden. That's fair.
Yeah, I wasn't in control of my emotions. Rowdy Caden just likes to scream and yell and fucking...
Fuck it, do it. I mean, like, don't do it because I'm telling you to do it, because like that's a part of like Rowdy Caden's like, I tell you to do something.
And now I'm gonna keep quiet the rest
Good.
of the
I'm gonna tell you to fucking yell and be annoying, and then you just won't be.
I won't, because I don't have anything to be angry enough about.
Well, yeah.
Except those fucking burgers.
Oh, yeah,
goddamn cotton bottom. Fuck those burgers.
Well, no,
dude.
Let's go. We'll definitely go.
We will go. Speaking of that, there's this thing that I've been searching for.
These drinks are actually really fucking good.
They're fucking good. Yeah, I dig them. There's this thing I've been looking for that we used to have. I used to go to Twin Peaks Elementary in Murray, and we used to have breakfast there, and I used to get free lunch because we were poor.
Yeah, same. We
So,
weren't poor, but we just cheated the system.
Well, whoop-de-doo. Fucking, yeah, that steals the fucking free meal out of my mouth.
For food? Fuck them.
No, I used to be on free food. And, they used to have breakfast there sometimes. And I think they would serve them at lunch too. I honestly can't remember, but I remember these breakfast pizzas. There were the square pizzas they used to serve at school. I don't know if yours did that.
No.
We used to have square pizzas, little single-serve pizzas. And they used to have this one that was sausage, that was this breakfast pizza. So amazing, dude. My memory of it was fucking, like, the best pizza I've ever had in my entire life. It's so nostalgic, and it tasted so good for school lunch. And I've spent years searching for that.
And you found it, didn't you?
Yeah, just barely. So I even to the point where I was looking on Twin Peaks website to figure out where their food distributor was to try to find, like, I was trying, like, full on detective mode. And then finally, like, my girlfriend Georgia was like, just fucking, like, I think you're going to, like, just Google breakfast elementary school pizza. Or she was like, just go simpler. I think you're overthinking it.
Yeah.
So then I just Googled elementary school sausage pizza. It popped up immediately. And I found it, and you can buy it, but it's $150.
Because you have to buy a whole crate.
Fucking case of it.
Fuck.
I've been debating it so hard.
You're a coward. Do it. You have 2 fridges.
I have 2 fridges. I could get it, but
you
it's like, also that's a tattoo.
You have 3. I used to have 3 fridges too. Like 2, like a big freezer, a fridge like that, and then one in the kitchen. And my dad just took the big freezer. But you could totally fucking put...
I'm not worried about space. It's just spending $150 for a pizza that's not going to be as good as I remember. I want to find somebody that went to elementary... I should call my friend Joe.
Huck it.
because he had it.
So was it sausage like it tasted like
after
breakfast?
I Googled it, I found out that the sauce on it's country gravy.
Okay,
which I didn't think it was when I was a kid. I remember it being red sauce. And then just like sausage on it and this weird cheese, but it tasted fucking amazing.
Like sausage pizza is already a thing, and I don't picture sausage pizza as a breakfast thing. So there's got to be something that adds a breakfast element.
I just remember it
to
being so good. Do you know something else fucked? This is a memory I was thinking about the other day that I completely forgot about.
What's up?
We used to do once a month. My school would do Daddy Donut Tuesdays. So every morning, once a month, the first Tuesday of the month, they would do Daddy Donut Day. And they would just serve
and you just
Krispy Kreme. I think it was Krispy Kreme donuts.
And cry and jerk
well,
off.
yeah. I used to,
like,
obviously,
my daddy isn't real.
Yeah, as Kyler's alluded to, I never knew my dad. So, like, Daddy Donut Tuesday days was the bane, the bane of my fucking existence. Because I didn't have a dad, so I used to go in.
You had a dad, but you didn't know him.
I didn't have a dad, because my dad bounced. At the time, my dad was probably in jail.
He was a real person. You had a dad. You had one.
I still have one. Maybe he's dead. I don't know, but
I'm just kidding.
I hope he's dead.
Just busting your balls like, I never had a dad. I mean, you did, but he abandoned your family.
He didn't abandon. He
just went to
got
prison.
Arrested, and my mom bounced. But anyway.
Okay. So your mom abandoned your dad. Fuck your mom. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, fuck my mom for raising 6 kids.
I'm kidding. That was I was just trolling.
I wonder if my dad hadn't gotten arrested.
What
my
mom
mom isn't
for?
even domestic abuse.
Oh, you fuck your dad.
Yeah.
I mean, I was kidding when I said that.
My dad was a drug dealing, kid beating.
You told me this before. I feel bad for saying that now, but I forgot. No, it's true. It's okay.
My mom wasn't even the one to call the cops. Which is fuck. My mom was
it your neighbor or your
Stockholm sister, oldest. She was 13 years old. She called the cops on him after my dad abused my mom in the most New Mexican way possible.
New Mexican, not the old Mexican way.
The most New Mexican way you can abuse your wife. He poured hot red chili on her.
Oh my god! I thought it was he threw a cactus at her. Fucking
shoved a cactus up her pussy.
Grabbed a lizard and
New Mexico's a garbage state. They're terrible.
Mitch lives there because he's stationed there for the army.
Where's the military base there?
I guess I don't know. I know for a fact he lives in New Mexico.
Where?
I don't
what
know.
City?
I don't know.
I lived in Farmington, but anyway, Daddy Donut Tuesday days. I used to go in, and I would go up, and the lunch lady was like, "Where's your dad?" I'm like, I don't know my dad, and she used to give me 2 donuts.
Good for her.
Which I think is why I have an eating problem, where I eat my emotions away, because everyone's with their dads, and I get 2 donuts because I'm a little sad fat boy.
So you just thought you should eat for you. This one's for Dad.
She's literally like, you get 2 donuts because I feel bad that you don't have someone here with you.
So growing up, you just
thought
you deserved 2 servings.
My principal sat with me, which is so sad. You know how much of a loser you are when everyone's there with their cool, rich Murray dad? Who fucking's rich as fuck, because Murray's kind of a rich city. There's parts of it that are rich and parts of it that are ghetto, but a lot of kids I went to school with lived in nice neighborhoods and shit. But and then to have your principal sit with you because you are the one kid in your class that doesn't have a fucking dad.
That's pretty sick.
I got made fun of so much for having the principal oh, what is the principal fucking your mom?
Oh my god. If only they knew.
I wish. That guy was handsome. That principal was a handsome guy.
You're like,
I wish he was my dad. I want my mom to fight a man.
You should have fucking asked him, will you be my daddy?
He was... No. Oh my god.
Funny.
The fear in his eyes. Those little fucking brown kid.
So, has your mom seen anybody since your dad?
No.
That's my grandma, dude.
Yeah.
So my grandma...
She's been on a couple of dates, but nothing really.
Not that I know of, but since I've been alive, my grandma's not seen anybody since her last husband.
How long ago was that, though?
When my dad was a little kid.
Okay, yeah.
My dad's 50 now, I think 50-something.
That's how my mom is, yeah.
But, my dad never met his dad, so my grandma and the real, my dad's birth dad or whatever, they never met and they never got married. So my dad's a bastard pretty much.
Yeah. I'm not a bastard technically.
So they never got married. We have no history or no idea what's going on with that guy. But then my grandma did get married to a different dude, which is her last name now, Hendrickson, who's a complete piece of shit and would beat my dad and my grandma and was an alcoholic. I guess he listened to country music, and that's why my grandma hates country music. Because, like, she hates it. She only listens to, like, old school rock and roll shit. But she hates country because of that guy. And my dad, my dad was an only child who got beat by his stepdad and never met his real dad. I'm surprised my dad's not in prison or, like, I don't know, like a stripper. Like,
Dude,
or like doing something fucked up.
I honestly
my dad's
think
pretty normal, right? Like, for all that shit.
He's a good dude. I think 100% if we'd stayed in New Mexico and stayed with my dad, I'd have been in jail by now. There's only 2 fucking things in Farmington, New Mexico to do with your spare time as a kid.
You would have been like meth.
Unprotected
meth
sex or drugs.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
You probably would have done meth or some hard drugs.
New Mexico has the highest teen pregnancy rate and overdose use in teens.
Are there a lot of, what are they called? Like, res, what are
yeah,
they?
there's a big res presence, yeah. I remember my mom used to tell, there was multiple times at her job, because a lot of people think it's a desert, it's hot. Mm-hmm. It gets fucking cold. We used to live on the border of Colorado and New Mexico.
Okay.
It gets fucking cold.
Well, deserts get cold. Like, people don't understand that. Like, in the middle of the night, it can go from like 100 degrees in the day, but then there's no cloud coverage. And like, the reason why deserts get so hot too is because the sand acts like a microwave or like an oven, and it conducts the heat and makes everything hot because the ground is so hot. Once the sun goes down, everything cools off. And then there's no cloud coverage. Nothing
get cold.
Nothing keeps the heat in, and it gets freezing.
Yeah,
in the
my
desert.
mom she used to work at a bank. Multiple occasions found dead, frozen to death people drunk in front of her building. People from the res would just go and get shithoused and fall asleep on the street. And twice she found a dead person from the res in front of her.
That's a fucked up stereotype, but like, you know, stereotypes are there for a reason.
There's a weird thing, like every Native American person I've ever met has such a low alcohol tolerance. Yeah, and they have such a prevalence for alcohol in their communities.
Yeah, okay, so I had a buddy growing up, you know Savon.
I remember
Did you hear about that? When one time, there's been a few times because he used to live with me for about a year or so, and he actually didn't like to drink. He was not a drinker, but occasionally when he would drink with us, he would black out every time, fall down the stairs, do really dumb shit, get fucked up, not remember shit. Yeah. And like, one time he thought I pushed him down the stairs, but I was filming it, and I told him, I was like, dude, I did not push you. I have it on camera. You were walking and fell, and I showed him. He's like, oh, fuck. Like, he has the worst alcohol tolerance for a native, which is like
and
really...
he's a huge guy.
He's a big dude. At least 210, I would say. And it's shitty to say, like, because there's that stereotype, but there's this one time where he drank so much, we had to call the ambulance, and we were all underage. Except I think Big Al and Mitch were the only people that were at least 21. And we were all scared we're going to get like arrested and shit. I was like, dude, I'm not letting this dude die in my house on my watch. No, fuck this. We need to call the ambulance right now. And like, I'm holding him in my arms, and there's sometimes like he would stop breathing. He was getting cold to the touch, and then I don't know where he'd like be gasping for air, like breathing was hard for him, and then he'd be shivering. He's like, I'm getting so cold. And it was like he drank way too much. And it's like, I feel like we all kind of drank similar. I don't know if I didn't see him even drink at all. So I think he was like sneaking shit or like just being quiet about it because we were all playing beer pong. But it was insane, dude. Like, obviously he drank way too much. And on his way to the hospital, they said that his alcohol percentage was growing and growing and that he was 3 times the legal limit. So like the legal limit's what, 0.08? Like
it changed now, but at the time he was 0.08.
Yeah, it changed now because Utah wants to fuck everyone over.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was like, and it was growing, so they'd like pump his stomach, and like, it was fucking insane. And I remember my dad, like, I kept drinking after that, underage. I think I was probably like 19 or 20. He's like, after your friend almost died, you're still drinking? I'm like, bitch, that's the goal. No.
That's the goal.
No, but I was like, yeah, of course I'm going to still drink. I'm not a fucking idiot. Like, I know.
Yeah, you know what's fucked up?
For the most part.
America holds that. Like, everyone in America, all we really talk... I'm not going to say it like that. Not that all we really talk about, but like the big negative thing that looms over America is slavery. But I think what we did to the Native Americans is equally as bad as what we did to black people in this country.
Or worse. Equally as bad. Like, definitely
equally as bad. It was fucked up what we did to that entire race of human beings.
It's just the thing about...
we wiped out their culture.
The thing about natives...
Like, I don't want to use the word genocide, but I'm definitely going to use the word genocide because it was a fucking genocide.
100% genocide. And, like, I hate the fact that
we sectioned that entire race
It
off.
doesn't get taught properly in school on what we did. Like, fuck America for that. Like, I mean, I like being in this country. Like, sometimes I think, like, what if I just was born or wake up in, like, a third world country? Like, America isn't so bad. It definitely has a lot of huge flaws.
But it has
and, like,
a very dark history.
So I don't even know the history that much. Was it like the Britons or like the British or like the people from Europe that came to America?
The colonizers first.
Like before George Washington.
Yeah, well, before
what
the
year
Revolution.
What year was all this Pocahontas bullshit? That sounds so fucked up.
Pocahontas bullshit. Well, it was like
what are these reindeer games?
It was 1600s we came over.
Okay, so America became a country.
1776.
I was gonna say signed the Declaration in 1776. Was that when we became a country as well?
Yeah.
So 1776.
It's where we officially became a country separate. We definitely separated
almost
from England
years before that. We fucking killed off not all,
on
but like
that side. But then
we
even like
fucked up the natives.
We pushed them back. We were like, "This is our land. Fuck you." And we pushed back. You can have the rest of that shit. And then we kept just going.
Forced them to live in poverty.
Pushed over fucking, what is it? The manifest destiny the fuck out of the Native Americans.
Yeah, that's
how
you teach in school. It's manifest destiny.
But that manifest destiny meant the decimation of an entire race of people.
Decimation of an entire nation.
Decimation of an entire race. But it's fucked up. We have a dark history.
It's crazy because, like, if you were to think, like, it's crazy how much our technology was along before them, though. We like it. I don't even want to.
It's a difference in culture.
I don't even want to fucking defend that other side. But if you think about it, like, we traveled to a country which dumbass Christopher Columbus thought it was a. That's what it was. Christopher Columbus in what was sailed the seas, and like, it was a
in 16.
Was
what is it?
I don't know. Fuck, you tell me.
Columbus sailed the ocean blue in not 1692.
I want to say it was before that.
1592.
I don't know.
It rhymes.
I don't fucking know.
It rhymes.
Hold on, wait.
Columbus. Christopher Columbus.
When did Christopher Columbus sail the ocean blue?
1592. 1592. I'm putting my guess down.
1492. That's what I thought too.
Fuck.
I thought it was 1400s.
1492.
I didn't say it because I didn't want to be like.
But it was 92.
It was 92.
So my rhyme
you were right on 92, and
my rhyme was correct, but the first two.
I thought it was 14. It says Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492, which is insane. Several hundred years before our nation became the United States of America, and this guy came from what, Spain? He thought he sailed to India. And
I don't get why the fuck.
What a fucking retard.
What a retard.
We're like talking about things that have been discussed so many times. But like, who fucking cares?
Shit? We haven't discussed it.
That's true, because we've discussed a lot of things multiple times.
Definitely, so many people want to hear two drunk assholes talk about Christopher Columbus wrong.
Yep.
Definitely, there's a niche of people that want this.
Yeah. Fuck it, dude.
He's fucked up. I used to be a history buff. I like certain things. I like presidents.
I was good.
I like learning about presidents
in early high school, but then I just got off.
People talk about Donald Trump like all the shit he's doing is outrageous. We've had some pretty crazy presidents
throughout the whole history of America, dude.
Andrew Jackson was a legit maniac, and he was our president.
Nobody talks about AJ.
AJ, do you want to know an interesting fact about Andrew Jackson? He was the first president to have an assassination attempt upon. And there was this dude way back in the day. I forget his name now. It was...
Wait, AJ was... What president was he? What year?
I don't know.
He was before Abe?
I would assume.
So he was the first president to be attempted to be assassinated, but didn't?
Yes, Andrew Jackson.
Jihad, my favorite band.
Andrew Jackson was the 7th. So yes, 14th. Definitely way earlier. First president to have an
14th. I'm pretty sure Abe Lincoln was not the 14th.
Really? What was he?
I want to say he was 15th or 16th.
Okay, fair enough. I could be wrong.
You were like 1 or 2 off. I don't even know.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it wasn't what you just
Either
said.
way, he wasn't the fucking 6th, so Andrew Jackson was before. He was the first president to have an assassination attempt upon. And this dude, whose name was Charles Dickens, like the famous author, but wasn't, who his dad claimed that he was the King of England. And this crazy
He's
dude...
the 16th. Just to make sure.
Yeah, well, we ain't a fucking... Anyway, so this dude, Christopher Dickens, thought that his dad was the rightful heir to the throne and that America was wrong for segregating, so he was technically the king of America, and decided that he needed to kill Andrew Jackson. So he went to go shoot Andrew Jackson 2 pistols.
How do you miss?
Both of them jammed.
Oh, what a cunt.
And then Andrew Jackson, the psychopath of the... psychopathic president, decided to beat the shit out of him.
Off of him?
Off of him. Beat the shit off of him. There was shit on him. It was a dirty time period. There wasn't fucking showers, dude. There was shit on people.
Beat the shit off him. That's a good saying. I'm gonna beat the shit off you, bro.
No, beat the shit. Literally, the guy was about to die, and the president's guard was ripping him off of him. Andrew Jackson was a fucking psychopath. He had the most fucking duels of any human being ever. He willingly put himself in front of a gun more than anybody ever.
Yeah, legit,
Historians put it in between 42 and 160 duels in his lifetime.
How'd he die? He didn't die from a duel.
No, he lived all of them. I don't remember how he died.
What if he just cheated? He just somehow made all those guys' guns jam?
Maybe. He got shot once in a duel. This dude shot him in the right arm, and then he literally was just like, fuck you, switched arms, and then shot the dude in the face.
It's the 50 Cent of presidents.
And he was a president at the time!
That's sick, dude.
There's so many crazy presidents,
awesome.
dude. Do you know Lyndon B. Johnson?
Heard the name.
The dude who became president after fucking JFK, had his whole mishap.
I've heard of that mishap.
He was the vice president at the time, became president. Biggest dick.
He had a huge cock.
Huge cock, and loved to show it to people.
Really?
Would literally, if there was a senator that wasn't agreeing with a bill he wanted to pass, he would go into the Congress, whip his hog of a dick out, and lay it over their shoulders.
What?
Yeah, this is a dude in real life.
What?
There's evidence of him making a phone call to a person to make his pants special because his dick was too big.
What?
We have a president in this world saying, I need more space in between my dick and my bunghole because you make it too tight for my monster cock.
Dude, and that's the problem with technology now, because you can point out every little thing that somebody's doing that's fucked up. But I think my opinion that every single president of the United States had an issue. If you want to be a ruler of an entire nation, you have to have something wrong with you. You literally have to. Who was it?
I think it was Buchanan. I might be wrong because that doesn't feel right to me. There was a president. I think it was Buchanan, but there was a president who he was literally the president of the United States and felt like he hadn't earned his position enough, and he would whip himself. Literally barbed whips, and would just slash his back up because he felt like he didn't deserve it.
But somehow people voted for that guy.
And he was the president of the United States when he did that.
I was going to say, I think the only deserving president was George Washington, because...
But he was a psychopath too.
I'm sure he was, but then...
And he didn't want to be president.
Exactly. That's what, I feel like, I didn't know that,
There's
but
a really
it's more humbling if you sound...
letter that George Washington sent to his brother. I think it was his brother. I'm also really drunk, and I haven't read this for a long time, so it could be wrong about who he sent it to. But he sent this letter saying he prefers the sound of bullets whizzing past his head to the sound of silence.
That's fair.
That shit. He loved the sound of warfare so much.
He knows that he's alive. I don't know.
Something.
That's insane.
But he was a psychopath too. He wasn't.
No, they're all psychopaths. Every president. You couldn't name one president. He was chill. Nothing was wrong with that guy.
There's probably a
but I was
there's got to be a couple. But there's
got to be
at
least one, hopefully. But there's not that I can name. What has there been 50 presidents? What president is Trump?
Is he 48, 49?
I don't know.
I think he's 49.
That's how uneducated we are. But I feel like the reason why George Washington was the only deserving one is because he was the first one, and somebody had to vote for somebody to lead this country in the right direction. So the fact that we somehow could pick this guy into
we tried to make him king.
He was and he didn't want to be king.
He said specifically, we just fucking... Well, oh God, I almost said... I literally said... He said specifically then went into bullshit that I would say. But he literally was like,
He said specifically, fucking shit.
Fucking fuck you. No, but he said, like, we just, got away from a tyrant. I don't want to be a tyrant.
Or, like,
we need something else.
What is it called? An archy? Or what is that called? Where, like, there's a king?
A hierarchy.
I don't know. Either way, he didn't want to be a king because he just literally left England.
They were fighting to get away from a king, and all of America, not all, God, I'm speaking in such grandiose terms when I'm so wrong, I'm sure.
It's fair, dude.
But, like, people wanted him to be a king.
And that's why he also is deserving of being president, because he could have...
It's almost you need somebody that doesn't want the power.
Exactly.
To be in power.
That's how I felt with the new Game of Thrones. Like, which I feel like Jon Snow...
Probably shouldn't spoil it.
Fucking spoiler alert, fuck you.
Okay. What are we at? We're 144? I don't know, I need a piss. I don't know if we should just cut it.
I was going to say real quick, while we're on the George Washington subject,
Jesus,
the reason why I think that he deserved it and he was the one and only is because people wanted him to be king and he purposely chose and said, no, fuck that, I'm not going to be king. And, like, maybe he did or didn't want to be a leader.
Our whole terms are based off how long he wanted to go. Isn't that crazy?
And, like, he could have went for longer, but he chose not to.
Yeah. They wanted him to have a third term.
In my opinion, he was he set the standards,
yeah.
Whether they were good or not. Like, he could have taken way more advantage. I don't even know how he got to that.
He was president for 8 years and then quit. And they were like, no, do a third term. You're the best president ever. And he was like, nah, it's my time to go.
I mean, the concept of a president, and that's how it's psycho,
always been now.
And I agree with Rogan. Like, the concept of a person, I agree with back then we needed a president because there weren't as many people and we were a new nation. We needed someone to, like, set the standards and make sure shit was getting done, I guess. Make sure we... But well, I don't know.
I definitely think that there should be...
But what I was going to say about Jon Snow is he didn't want to be king either at all, and that's why he was deserving of it. It's the most humble people who don't want it.
They definitely botched that ending. But
my God. Like, he should have been fucking king. Fuck Bran, dude. Fuck that crippled cunt. Like, he should not have been king.
I think Bran was a good choice if they had laid the groundwork better.
If he would have done anything with his powers at all, why didn't he take control of the dragon when it was burning down the city? And there's so many... I've watched so many YouTube videos of them, like, talking about the flaws in this last season.
Like,
last season.
What I will say about this last season is I don't hate what they did. I hate how they got there. Mm-hmm. It was so quick. Like, I could understand everything that happened in that show.
They didn't explain shit. Like, it just was all of a sudden boom, 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 all these things.
Like, from a character standpoint, they rushed it. I could understand Daenerys becoming a mad queen. She saw so many people she loved die, was so angry.
And it was in her blood.
But it happened so fucking quick that it felt unnatural to her character.
Yeah, like, it was bound to happen, maybe, because it was in her blood, and that was, like, the type of person she could have been, because, like, that's how her dad was. Or whatever. But
also, a whole bunch of Game of Thrones is, like, striving to be against your family name.
And, like, okay, and there's so many other things that didn't make sense that they, like, led up to that they just didn't involve.
Well, because they rushed it. You know why they rushed it?
Yes, because of the fucking Stargate Wars. Sorry.
Yeah, they got a Star Wars deal and they wanted to end their shows.
That better be good, dude. That better be fucking good for you to, like, botch a whole thing like this. I'm not, like...
Your whole life's work.
I'm not a diehard Game of Thrones fan, so I'm not, like...
Neither am I. Fuck that shit.
I have friends who have watched it since 2011 when it came out, or whenever it came out. I'm pretty sure it was 2011. They've watched it since then and have been waiting all these years to 2019 for it to see how it finished. And you finish like that. I feel for those people. I just started watching it this year.
I stopped giving a shit about that show, though. Like, I watched it
that happens
regularly, but I stopped for a couple of years, then caught up, and it was like, this show kind of blows. It's not really that good.
See, I was just a binge watch last second guy because, like, oh, the final season's coming out. Better catch up and watch it. It's like, all right, I guess. God, get off my back, Tyler. No.
Okay, fuck. I have to pee, bro. Are we going to call this?
Yeah, I feel like I had one last thing to say about the Game of Thrones thing.
Say it.
Like, the one thing that was fucking stupid that they, like, mentioned that they never even used. Like, they, like, had Arya. She was, like, she could use multiple faces to do things. Like, they used that a little bit. They used Bran. He became different people and animals. He had that power. Mm-hmm. Jon Snow was a Targaryen. So technically he wouldn't be burnt by a dragon, right? Because he had that blood.
Yeah.
Right? Or no?
I don't know.
He was related to...
Because he was half.
Either way, they never really addressed that at all. Like, he was the rightful heir to the throne. He was
the rightful heir, but I also like the idea that, like,
he was supposed to be
at the end
king.
they quit the family names. I like that.
Yeah, so they picked whoever they felt.
It literally was like, fuck family names. We're just picking a guy that's the best for the job.
Right. So he was the rightful heir. I guess. Okay, he didn't want it. So
the only reason I didn't like the story, I wish they would have been like, okay, Jon, you're a Targaryen. You deserve the throne. Here's the throne. And then Jon and Peter Dinklage, Tyrion, both together were like, nah, fuck that shit. You see all the fucking problems it's caused with names that are meaningless fighting over the throne. Let's end that shit here. I think my brother should lead. Right. And then I wouldn't have given a shit that Bran got the throne.
The fact that they picked him.
And then Jon was like, fuck you guys. I'm going up north. But the fact that it was a punishment, like his character arc meant fucking nothing after that.
Dude, everything meant nothing after everyone went through so much hell and training and all this shit. And
then the Night King died so fucking quick.
Yeah, nothing made, like, the whole season, there were 8 seasons, right? 7 seasons led up to the Night King what are they called? Either way, it led up to that, the White Walkers and Night King to die in 2 episodes.
One episode!
In one episode. It took 2 episodes in the season.
Yeah, so dumb. Anyway, this was kind of a weird way to end it, but I have to pee.
These are the show how fucking angry. I'm just
gonna piss. Let's keep going.
I thought that my prediction was that Jon Snow was gonna die. I thought he was gonna die for sure. I didn't know how it was gonna end, but I was also hoping that he was gonna get like burnt by the dragon or do something with the dragon to show his Targaryen blood, which meant nothing apparently. And like no. Also, Caden, can you hear me out there peeing? God damn it, Caden's fucking pissing like a piece of shit. Because, what was I gonna fucking say even? I'm gonna pour another shot, that's what I'm gonna say. Make this bitch take another shot with me. Man, this table's just covered in nothing but like sticky spilled alcohol and ash from cigarettes. It's disgusting. Yo, what I was gonna say, like...
Did you just stop talking?
No, I didn't. I was talking and I was like, Caden, can you hear me? And then you've like...
I was pissing.
And I was pouring a shot.
Oh, fuck, you poured us another shot, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, to end it.
Oh, this is how we're gonna end it?
I guess, but I was talking about how I was like, he should have showed his Targaryen blood and like...
I'm ready to go for a little bit longer now that I'm pissed.
Did something with the dragon.
Yeah.
Like... Or showed that he... Oh, no, this is what I was going to say. So I had to trigger something that I was going to say. Because I already said that. I already said that before in the mic when you were gone. When you kill... what is it called? The Khaleesi, or the person who was queen or king. The person who killed them becomes king. He killed Daenerys, who was the fucking queen. So... in their own fucking...
he becomes king of them.
He would have already become king of all of them, and then he would have ruled over them, and then he would have already become king anyway, because he killed her, and that's like the rules, or whatever, the tradition.
Yeah.
And then they were like, no, you killed our queen, fuck you. Even though, in tradition, like, if he killed her, then he would have been their king. But then they were so salty about it, they said, no, fuck you. They wanted to kill him. Fuck off. Dude. They botched that whole season.
It was pissed. But, are you going to piss now?
Yeah, but I was going to try to piss in here in like a bottle or something. So I
don't know if I have anything that you can piss in, but if you find something, go nuts.
There's an old water bottle right here.
If you want to piss in that, go for it, man.
So I can like still like keep it rolling. Can you hear me from there?
I can hear you from here a little bit. I don't know how good it's going to record from, but...
Alright, did you have anything you want to talk about? Are we off the Game of Thrones subject?
Well, my dogs walked in and it made me think of... I went to Tanner Park today.
Oh, you
have
did?
You been there?
Of course I've been there.
Dude, it's so nice.
Yeah, I know.
I loved it.
I actually remember...
Why'd you go there? Did you take your dogs?
The first time I ever went there, I wasn't taking my dogs.
You just walked around?
So, can you hear this?
Yes, I can. I can. I don't know if it's going to show up.
I'm peeing in a bottle because I don't feel like...
I'm looking at his penis.
I don't feel like walking to the bathroom right now.
I think you're going to feel it, bro. How close do you think you are?
Nah, I don't think I'll feel it.
Oh, okay, good. That's
I'm getting close, though.
Like, the piss I just took outside, I would have filled that shit in a heartbeat. Anyway.
Well, it's because I have to also shit a little bit. So, I have to pinch it off.
Yeah, we went to Tanner Park today. So much fucking fun. I loved that place.
Dude, I went to Tanner Park, not to, like, brag or anything, but I first went to Tanner Park when I was, like, 17.
Oh, I don't get that's a brag.
It's not a brag. I was like, oh, I went way before you.
Yeah.
Like, but I went because, you know Shoot the Tube?
Mm-hmm.
So Shoot the Tube, for those of you who don't know, which
I've never been.
So Shoot the Tube is this like famous Salt Lake thing, this Utah thing where there's a big tunnel that connects with a river that goes like a mile under this freeway, and it pops you out on one side under the freeway and into this place called Tanner Park. But at the beginning of it, it's right next to this place called Suicide Rock. And that's where you start it off, and you get like a sled, and you block off the water with like a sign or a piece of wood. And once it builds up, it's like this mini river thing. You let go of the sign, and it like rushes all this water. It like forces you down this tunnel underneath the freeway. And it's been a thing since my dad was a little kid.
Yeah.
And so when I first went to Tanner Park, that's where I first went with. It was my girlfriend at the time and 2 other friends. And we both tried it. And when I did it, I landed. She was right behind me. And we went onto when we landed on the exit pond, I landed right on top of her, and we hit the ground in the water.
Jesus.
Fucked her up. Not really, didn't fuck her up, but no, I've been there before. I've done like dirt sledding there before. Like, I don't know if you've seen those edits where we've gotten like the little black sleds and just like went sledding down the dirt hills there.
I haven't.
Dude.
There was a couple kids going when we were leaving. There was kids with sleds and shit going down to go do that shit. But it was just a dope ass dog park.
Oh, doing the Shoot the Tube thing?
I don't think they were shooting the tube because it's Shoot the Tube inside of Tanner Park.
It's at the very end of it. Yeah, it's inside town.
So I know where that is. So you block that?
Where that pond is, and there's that hole. It's at the top of that. So that's the exit where you go. So you park at Tanner Park, and you hike, and you walk down all the way, and there's the end where there's like the river, and there's that tunnel. You see that tunnel, right?
Yeah.
So that's the exit of Shoot the Tube.
Oh.
In the beginning of Shoot the Tube's on the other side of the freeway that's right there. It's a huge tunnel. And so
I've never been.
The first time I went to go, we went to Tanner Park to do Shoot the Tube, but we parked where you park to go to Tanner Park. So we literally hiked with our sleds all the way down and had to hike all the way around to go to the top. But little did we know there's a parking that's right next to
up at the top,
the entrance.
That's dope.
But no, yeah, the place is fun. I've taken dogs there before. It's a really fun park. It's just like a place where you walk your dogs and like you can do like. Nice. No, it's a really sick place though.
It's way cooler than I thought it was gonna be.
Right, it's hidden. Like if you were to drive past it, you don't see it. Like all you see is like trees. Like it's like such a hidden spot.
It was dope, man.
Dude, you know I want to go try rock climbing at this place that I used to hike around a lot. It's called Lisa Falls. I don't know if I've ever brought you there.
I've never been.
It's like you hike. It's up a little Cottonwood, and you hike up this waterfall. But like, and I know there's like bolts and like chains to try to like rock climb it right next to the waterfall. But this is like way before I ever really tried it.
Okay, so I think I have been there.
And I want to try to rock climb there sometime. And I was actually talking to Landon. We might try it this week if you'd want to try it. And we can go to. Well, you can also hike it though. That's the thing. Like, you can either choose the hike next to the waterfall.
Have you ever done the Twin Peaks hike? Sketchiest hike I've ever fucking done.
Twin Peaks? No, I've never done Twin Peaks.
Dude, it's so fucking
Where's that
rough.
at? Twin Peaks. That sounds like an Idaho thing.
No, it's in Utah. It's not there's like the real Twin Peaks, and then there's the Twin Peaks hike, which is technically not even, I don't think, at the Twin Peaks, but it was like a fucking like 7-hour hike. Me and my friend went up it and then went back down it. It was so fucking sketchy. There was one point right up to the peak. It was literally went up to the top of a fucking mountain.
Yeah, of course.
Like to a peak. And we didn't end up getting there because we realized we didn't have enough time. We were still like 40 minutes from getting to the top, and the sun was starting to go down, and we're like, fuck, we have to get out of this.
Yeah.
And it's literally the last half an hour was just these fucking shaky rocks that literally at any point could just slide. I remember at one point when we're heading back down, we were kind of rushing because it was like, oh fuck, we're running out of daylight.
It's getting dark.
We overestimated this. We were going back down, and my friend was behind me and caused a rock slide. And all these rocks came at me, and I slipped because of it. And then this boulder that was the size of, like, bigger than my head rolled over my leg.
Oh, fuck.
And I literally felt a little bit of the pressure, but like because of the rocks that were around, it just went over my leg.
Went over, yeah, bounced
over. But I
over.
like felt, and it was literally like if there hadn't been those rocks there, my leg would have snapped under that.
Right. Damn, that's fucking sketchy.
No, it was a sketchy hike. Beautiful hike. I love it.
I don't think I've ever tried it. I don't even heard of that hike.
Dude, my friend's a fucking hiker.
Right.
Like, this is the shit he loves. He loves to find fucking crazy hikes.
I actually have a book that my dad bought me. It was like it has like all the hikes in Utah. Or in the Salt Lake.
I'm pretty sure I have a picture of it on my Instagram.
In the Salt Lake area, not Utah itself, but in the Salt Lake, maybe it is all in Utah. I don't know. But I want to try to actually use that book for once and see if I can find any cool hikes. But I'm assuming you've been to the Donut Falls hike.
Yeah.
You know people have fucking like died there?
What? How?
Like fucking around trying to go to the top where the donut waterfall is and they slip through. Fucking idiots.
So here's a picture of it. This was like 3 hours into the hike and we went there.
Hell yeah, dude.
Those are all those slippy ass rocks that I was on.
Oh, I feel like I remember either you telling me about this years ago. When was this?
This was, let me see, I can tell you the exact date, August 10th, 2015.
I feel like I remember you telling me this and showing me pictures of this years ago, or another friend has done this. Because that slippery rock thing, I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
But it was such a beautiful hike. We went through these aspens at one point. It was just a whole field of aspens.
Yeah.
So gorgeous.
I mean, that's like pretty much all of like big and little cottonwood once you get up to
we
like
live
the
in a
ski
beautiful
slopes.
Fucking state.
Have you ever been up to Lake Mary? It's fucking amazing.
I have.
You can cliff jump. And it's super illegal. You'll get fined for doing it. I've done it.
Is it illegal to do Suicide Rock?
To do it? No, to do what I did?
Yeah.
You can...
To do the Suicide Slide or whatever.
Oh, the shoot the tube?
Yeah, shoot the tube.
I don't think so. It's like well known. There's like a spot in the fence that is like... So many people have like opened it and like cut the fence and like nobody's fixing it. So it's like it's almost a hidden gem that everybody knows about, even the police and the government, and they're choosing not to close it off. But they're like, we'll let people do it.
It's such like a Utah thing. Yeah.
It's a Utah thing, but it's not like I don't think it's necessarily on the map. Like it's like if you know it, you know it. Like if you're in the know, you know. But like it's not like registered anywhere. Like but it's not a closed off thing that you have to trespass.
Well, did I tell you I went and looked for that cup?
You did?
Yeah.
And you didn't find it, obviously.
Well, yesterday, yeah. I want to go back because I didn't get a chance. I'll tell you this story. We went over to my cousin's house because we needed to pick up my boxes for my sister because she's moving. And she's out of town this week. So we had to go pick up these boxes in Holiday. And it was just right down the street from where I grew up as a kid in Murray. And we were like going to this house and then I saw like, that's where that cup is. Me and Georgia were together and I was like, fuck, that's where the cup is.
Was that a Power Rangers cup?
Yeah.
Okay,
So we went and picked up the box and we're like, we're going to go back and we're going to go over there. So we went over there and I don't remember what it used to be, but it's turned into an extra storage building. That's just what it's called. It's extra storage. There's a couple of them around Salt Lake.
Uh-huh.
And it turned into that and there's like a fucking Vasa Fitness over there.
Dude, it's totally gotten built over.
Right off
your
of
cup.
No. Because the way it works is that there's like this building. The building was always there. There's this huge grass hill. It's across the street in Conwood High School. A huge grass hill that goes to this building. We used to sled on it and shit when we were kids. And then next to it is this cement hill that also goes down to the back end of all of those buildings. And next to it's a whole bunch of it's a gated off community. And so as the road goes down, the gated off community goes up and there's this dirt patch in between the fence for the gated community and then the edge. And so it's this weird little just dirt area grown over with weeds and shit. And then you go back and it leads to, the fence just goes along this entire gated community to the end. And then if you hop that fence to the gated community, you get behind my old neighborhood that I grew up at. So it was a shortcut for kids.
Hope you all got that.
Did you not understand that?
I was just kind of I'm not I don't even know where you're talking about to begin with. So I'm just
it's just a little
mapping out where you're trying to tell me where
it's a dirt incline that goes up with these neighborhoods that are level.
Okay.
But then the parking lot below goes down, so it's on it's 15 feet up. This little dirt patch, it's 10 feet.
And that's where you lost. That's where you skipped school that one time and forgot your cup.
So it goes up, and there's this little
okay,
place where people have torn out the foliage and made this little hangout people drink beers back there and hang out, bullshit.
That's sick.
Behind this gated community, like, fence off of this, like, cliff. And we found old beer bottles and shit. Because we went up it, we climbed it, and went over and, like, tried to find shit. And it just, like, the thing is, there's down below, so it goes up, and then there's houses that are my old neighborhood. Like, a dude I used to know lived in that house that's at the end of this. This dude, Jack Hornaby, I think lived in that house.
Look him up. No.
Yeah, I've met a couple people that still know him. I don't really know him that much. He got in trouble for robbing a gas station. I don't know.
Hell yeah, what a legend. But I feel like...
I hated him as a kid. He was the biggest fucking douche as a kid.
I feel like your cup either is buried deeply...
down in there.
Or
we looked
it's
for a minute, but that house,
taken.
whoever lives there was having a party. So they were in the backyard, so they heard me walking back there. And they could, like, see me if I went low enough, so I didn't go all the way down where the cup would have been, but it would have been down there.
If nobody had taken it. Because I feel like
if somebody had found it,
like if somebody was interested, because like there's that saying, one man's trash is another man's treasure. It's like, you never know, somebody could have saw that.
Part of me wants to go back and look, but like there was people there and shit.
Well, you never, but like, I would have
I'll take you there.
I'd have my doubts about it actually being there, but it's possible only like...
The thing is, there's
super
such
buried.
Old trash there. It's like maybe nobody ever found it.
Yeah, maybe nobody found it. Maybe nobody went back there. Maybe nobody like...
But as of right now, it is still lost. But let's do these shots. I'll make dinner and let's watch Baby Driver or something.
Yeah, let's do it. There was that one thing I was going to talk about, actually.
What?
That sad thing I was telling you about.
Let's talk about the sad thing, bro.
Do you want to take the shots first?
We'll take the shot because we're going to need it for this sad shit.
Fuck.
I'm a little nervous.
It's pretty sad, actually.
What is it?
So, my dog Copper has to be put down.
No!
I think he might have actually been put down, but we don't know. So, like, earlier this week, he somehow got out. We don't know how, because we don't just leave the gate open, but the gate is a little rickety now. So we think he might have somehow squeezed through, maybe opened the gate himself. He got out and bit somebody.
No.
And from what I heard, I actually saw pictures of the bite, and it wasn't like stitches worthy, but it left a couple holes in him in the back of his tricep. I guess this guy was walking his little dog and went to go pick his dog up because Copper was coming over, and Copper bit the back of this guy's arm. And then it actually took like 2 days to get into effect, but we got Copper back inside. I didn't even know about it until after he was already back. The guy was fine, his dog was fine. He went back home. I think he went to the doctor that night or the next day just to get it cleaned out, make sure that my dog didn't have rabies or like he wasn't infected, like make sure everything was cool. But I guess Humane Society got involved, and they had to take Copper in to make sure Copper didn't have rabies. And there's only one way you could actually do that, to make sure if a dog doesn't have rabies, and they have to be dead to be able to check for that. Like, that's what I've heard. Like at first, what I heard, I thought, okay, we're gonna have to pay for this guy's medical bills. That's fine. There's gonna be a fine for Copper biting a person. We'll pay it. I don't care how much it'll be. We'll pay it as long as he'll be able to be alive. But I don't think it worked that way. So we're still gonna have to pay for this guy's medical bills, but Copper has to be put down. So like earlier this week, my brother brought him in, and he's in like a 10-day what is it called? Quarantine. Well, he'll be sitting there in the meantime until they're able to check to see if he has rabies. But they have to put him down anyway, I guess.
Well, I've heard that they don't have to put the dog down necessarily if they bite, but they can't go back to the same home.
I don't know what
they have to go someplace else.
I'm pretty sure they're putting him down though, because I guess Cage already paid for the euthanasia. But like, I wouldn't think it'd be safe if Copper went to a different home. Yeah. Like, he was fine with us. It was just he was a.
Well, that happened with my friend's dog. It bit.
He was a strange breed because I think him and Tyler's dog, they're from the same litter, and they're both aggressive towards strangers. So I honestly want to go back to that person who we bought the bloodhounds from and see if more people had that same problem, or if the mom or the dad of the bloodhounds had aggression towards strangers, because like we did nothing to trigger that. But I mean, he was 4 years old and it was bound to happen. He bit one other person before, like 2 years ago, in front of our house. And it could have happened, 2 years from now or more.
It could happen anytime.
Anytime he would have get out.
In him.
Yeah. So I was like, he was so kind to other people who he was comfortable with in the house. He was actually a super mellow dog, but like there was something weird that would click in his brain that like I wouldn't say he deserved to be put down from it, but he was kind of a sketchy dog at certain points. Like, you'd come into my house and he would bark at your ass when you'd go down the stairs. It was scary.
I mean, I'm nervous about that with Bo, because Bo can be aggressive towards strangers. You today he barked at and jumped at, but like
he didn't. Yeah, but he didn't. He's never.
It's always made me nervous because the friend I was telling you about, they had a healer, and so it's actually Fowler. You know Fowler?
I don't think so.
He works at Alan's shop. Kid with a mustache.
Maybe I do know him because Cage works there too. So maybe I've seen him before.
So it's weird because these two worlds have collided. Somebody I work with at Academy, my sister's really good friend Rio, lived with one of Fowler's best friends. And they all lived together in the same house. And then two of them, this couple moved out and they had a kid. And they were coming back to Rio's house to pick up some shit. Rio had this healer. And so they went in to go get shit, and they had known this dog its entire life. And like they went in and the dog freaked out and bit the dad and the kid and like fucked these people up. And they knew him their entire life. It just something switched and it attacked these people, and it had like there was a chance of it getting put down, but it ended up having to just get sent to a specific home of somebody who's willing to deal with an aggressive dog.
Right. I don't think it's always like that way, like you said. Dude, Tyler's dog bit, I think, in total 6 people before it got put down. Yeah. Copper only bit 2 different people within 2 years and had to be put down.
Yeah.
And, the crazy thing is, say it happened on a Wednesday. I think it did happen on a Wednesday where the bite incident happened. I wake up Friday morning, I see Copper laying there, and I'm like, all right. Like, I'm making coffee and shit, and I go and pet him, and I, like, wake him up on the couch, and I take some pictures of him and shit, and not knowing if I'm going to see him again. And then later that day, I see Cage post something like, I'm going to miss you, bud.
Yeah, I did see that.
I knew immediately right then. I was like, fuck, like Copper's being put down right now. Like, or he's being sent to be put down. And I was like so happy that I took pictures of him and like gave him like pets one last time. Because I could have just went to work and not thought anything of it and not even acknowledged him. But like I like spent a little extra time with him before. And that was literally my last interaction with him, with Copper, was that morning petting him and
it's fucking rough,
giving him pets.
Any dog is rough, dude, because it's like,
dude, he was a family member, and that's what I hate when people don't treat their dog like it's their own. Like if you don't treat I know it's different than a real kid, but it's like that's your fucking family member, and if you don't treat your dog like that's your fucking child.
We had Bailey. Did I tell you the whole story about Bailey?
Bo started to eat her, right?
No.
Or what happened? Didn't something bad happen with Bailey? Like when she died?
Yeah.
What happened?
Bo didn't eat her. So what happened?
Or what dog did something to Bailey?
So what happened is Bailey's never been spayed. So
you tried fucking her while she was dead?
Yeah, I fucked her. No,
you fucked her.
So what happened? I'll just tell the story. So we had Bailey. And, like, she'd never gotten fixed. Bo wasn't neutered. Mm-hmm. So there was a chance always that there could have been puppies. And this last round, like, she had gone through heat, and we had to separate them and stuff. And my brother's a dummy, and his girlfriend are dummies. And so, like, when we were at work, we didn't know if they just let him roam throughout the fucking house. So we're like, oh, so they fucking could have fucked. We need to keep an eye out if Bailey's pregnant. And one night, Bailey starts acting weird. Mom was like, Bailey's acting weird. We need to, like, what's going on? And, like, we look at all the symptoms that Bailey's having, and we're like, okay, she's having, like, convulsions. She's pregnant.
Fuck.
We were right. At some point, Bo got to her, and they fucked, and now there's puppies. So we're up all night. Like, Bailey's old. We're nervous about it. Bailey's 11, 12 at this point. We've had her forever. And we're like, she might not live these puppies, so we're like up all night. She's having contractions, and we're just waiting for these puppies. Me and Georgia were up. So, like, I was up till 3, and I had work the next day. And so finally, I went to bed. Georgia stayed up the rest of the night watching her. And the next morning, still nothing. But that's not unheard of in dogs this old. Mm-hmm. So we're like, okay, we're going to take her to the vet today. We're going to figure out why she hasn't given birth yet. Like, shit's coming out of her vagina. Like, so we're like, okay, she's, like, starting to give birth, but it's just not happening. So we're like, what the fuck? So I go to work. I'm stressed out as fuck about it. Oh. I get a call around 11. They'd taken her to the vet. They had given her a check. and she was never pregnant. What was happening is she had a uterine infection inside of her uterus, and she was pushing out the infection.
Yeah, I remember.
And there was nothing we could do about it. It was like you could spend $3,000 to fix her. Well, what they said is you could spend $3,000 to get this infection out, but she's so old it's not worth it.
Right.
So it was like, it's basically she got to put it. I left for work thinking I was gonna come home to puppies, and then came home to one less dog.
Fuck, man.
I went to the vet, and it was one of the. I've never had to deal with that. I've been lucky that I haven't had to deal with death in my family at all.
In general at all. No. Same with me. I'm like very.
That was the first death, and I was in the room. I was touching her when they shot the shit in her. I felt the life leave her body. I felt like we sat in the room with her and just petted her and were with her, and she was in pain. Mm-hmm. We were just giving her all the loving we could, and you could just tell that her demeanor was like, oh, like, you're here now, like, we're ready to go home. When are we going to go to home? Fuck. And we're petting her and touching her, and we get her on the table, and, like, we're petting her. She's laying down on her side, and me, my mom, Georgia, my brother Connor, my sister Candace, all were just petting her, touching her. We're all crying, and then the doctor puts the shot in, and we just all are petting her, and then we feel the life go. And then we waited for a minute, we all collected ourselves, we're all tearing up and crying. It's
it's
like
sad,
Georgia's never seen me cry except for that moment.
Dude, it's your fucking family member.
It's
like
tough.
It's literally, it is a family member. Like,
we went home, we brought her back here, and she was in a box, and I dug you've seen our backyard. It's dog shit. We have a terrible backyard. It's rough ground. There's no getting through that shit. I sat out there for hours just digging and digging and digging through this hard dirt because Bailey deserved it. Mm-hmm. And it was like, it was so hard. When we put her in the ground, we took her from the box, put her in the ground, and Bo and Benny both were like around and like wondering what was going on. Because anytime we're in that backyard, Bo's like, oh, it's fucking playtime, let's go. Mm-hmm. And then like he was fucking bringing me the ball as I was digging and shit, and then we brought Bailey out. And he just like kind of looked at the box, and we like, my mom was like, don't let them see, but I kind of like was like, no, we'll let them see. Like, and I opened the box, and Bo went up and sniffed her, and just acted like, and then never brought the ball back to me.
Ah, fuck.
He just like acted weird about it and kind of sat there as I like put her in
it
and ate her, and then we didn't even have to bury her. I dug the hole for nothing.
I don't know why.
We didn't even have to. Bo didn't have to get fed for 3 days. He was so full.
I don't know why I thought that.
$20.
Where did that story come from?
I don't know.
I don't know. Something will click, and that's where you. That's
fucking funny.
No, that's I just had to brighten the mood with that. It was fucking
it definitely
sad.
got serious for a second.
No, it's sad though because I've had other dogs.
Man.
We've now buried 3 dogs in my backyard.
That's crazy.
We've had 4 dogs die, but the 4th dog, or the one of the dogs, which was my childhood dog, a black lab named Brandy.
Yeah.
I didn't know she got put down till a week later. Nobody told me, and she was old, and I didn't see her often because she was always like in her little house. On like the part of the house. And so one time I was talking about Brandy to my mom when I was visiting her. She's like, yo, you know? Like, what? Like, Dad put her down like last week. I'm like, what? Nobody fucking told me this. I didn't know. So I went around. I was like, I wasn't even like sad or mad. I was just like, what? Like because she was so old. She's like 13. She's like a 13-year-old.
It was time.
You're like, I'm more sad when dogs die young. Like when dogs die old, it's sad, but it's like, all right, like it's your time, like it's
a decision every dog owner has to make.
I can tell like it's been hard for you. Well, the first dog I ever had to experience die, we didn't put down, and we should have. Like we found out he had lung cancer when he was about 7 or 8, and they're like, he maybe has 2 months to live, but he lived longer than 2 months. I don't know how much longer, but he only lived, I think, to about 8 years old.
Damn.
And then one time he was like wandering, he ran away. And normally when he runs away, he runs away. But when he ran away, he was walking away. Like he like walked because he knew he was going to die. So we brought him back to the house. Like, no. Like we thought he was trying to run away. And he was on the side of the house just laying on the ground trying to die. But I heard dogs don't like to die in front of their owners. So like I was by his side, and I had to go into the house for something for like 30 seconds. When I came back, he was dead.
Fuck.
Like, because they don't want to die in front of their owners. Like, I heard dogs try to act like everything is cool, like they're not in pain as long as they can. So that was the first dog death.
Dogs are just the fucking best.
And that was terrible. And then the second dog death, it was a dog that we had adopted, like, off the streets. He randomly Buster stumbled upon us, and he was the coolest fucking dog. And he died by UPS impact. And he was, to this day, probably one of my favorite dogs. But, like, I came home from school one day, and my mom, like, couldn't look me in the eye. And then she had to just tell me. She's like, Buster died today. And, like, I was freaking out. Worse, like, I literally took it, like, as if a person I loved my whole life died. That's how it felt to me. I was, like, mad. I threw my backpack on the ground. I was, like, screaming. I was so mad that, like, my dog had just died because, like, he was the best dog. And, like, it was weird how we were able to, like, get him because he was wandering the neighborhood, and he started following us on our pedal bikes. And once we got home, he stopped on our front porch and was there the next morning when we woke up. And, like, wouldn't leave our house because he didn't know where else to go. Like, I guess he wandered away from home and then decided that we were his new home. So we finally, long story short, took him in. And we had him for probably 2 to 3 years. I think, 2 to 3 years. And, like, we did so much with him. We took him to Lake Powell. We took him, like, everywhere we went. He like, rode a tube behind a boat with us. He was, like, this little fat Jack Russell, short leg terrier. He was a funny dog. And then recently, we had a dog die a few months ago, BB, or Chihuahua. BB. It was crazy. Like, the night before he died, he was old, dude. He must have been, like, 14 or 15 years old. Because we also got him without knowing his age. Yeah. And the night before, I was feeding him bologna. I was like, here, you can have some good food. Like, some better food than this shitty dog food. Yeah. And then next morning, Austin came over. We were hanging out skating. And for some reason, we went to the backyard. And all of a sudden, we see BB laying in the backyard. I'm like, he's not sunbathing. He's dead.
What'd you do with him?
And holy shit. Like, we just stumbled upon dead BB. So I went inside and told Dad. I was like, hey, Dad, BB just died. Like, he's in the backyard. So my dad grabbed him. I didn't really fully cry with BB, but I, like, started to, like, feel really fucking shitty. But my friend was there, and I didn't want to, like, freak out. But it's weird seeing my dad hold him lifelessly, like, because he was the coolest Chihuahua ever. Like, he was like the sickest Chihuahua, but we buried him in the backyard. So we have 3 dogs buried. Buddy, it's weird because we had a thing. You know, how all my brothers are KH. Yeah. Most of our dogs are all with a B, except Copper and Hank.
Well, you have Bailey, Bo, and Benny.
Yeah, Copper and Hank is when we decided to switch it up, but it was Buddy, Brandy, Buster, Brutus, BB, Bandit. We have 6 dogs with Bs. And it's funny because BB wasn't his real name from the previous owners. His real name was Bruiser. So it was also another B.
Please don't change that. That's fucking
because his name was Bruiser because he looked like the Chihuahua from Legally Blonde, who's named Bruiser.
Oh, I've never seen that.
So, like, it was Bruiser, but we called him BB because he had big balls. He had the hugest balls for a Chihuahua, dude. Are you kidding?
He had fucking monsters.
Huge.
He packed some shit.
He was well endowed. He actually had a huge dick. When he would, like, for a little Chihuahua, I mean, he was ripped, too.
He was like 10% dick.
He was like the Arnold Schwarzenegger of Chihuahuas. That's all I gotta say. I don't know if Arnold has a big dick.
Well, that podcast took a fucking turn, but
fuck it, dude.
I guess this is it. We're gonna call it.
Yep.
This was the ADHD podcast with Caden Casaus
and Khyler Vick.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
we're gonna watch Baby Driver now and set each other off.
Fuck yeah.
See you guys.
You know it, bitch. Bye.